and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's a great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust here with you. Alongside me, in a different seat than normal, is the Super Bowl 50 runner-up, our longtime NFL punter, and our inside source to all things in league circles in the NFL. His name is Brad Nortman. Say something, Brad.
One, it feels really good to be in this chair. This is the highly sought-after second chair.
Still can't believe new Brad, nice Brad. When we first did our first show, you caved and gave the second best spot to Kyle like a little baby.
I did. The background's great. You got the Gruber Law Offices, ESPN Milwaukee logo behind. You have way more desk space. You get to see everyone in the 3rd Street Market Hall. But you're exactly right. I tried to be nice. This is where being the nice guy is where it gets
you. Nice guys finish last.
It is. It's frustrating. But hey, I had a great weekend. We got league sources telling me things about the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, we're going to get to those league sources, Bradley.
Man, this is going to be a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed show and a lot of Bradley Nortman, which I'm excited to hear from. And you should be too. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776 is where you can get into the show. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line. No Kyle Wallace. He is at the White House.
Cool.
Exactly. I look forward to his stories. What he learns. I don't think, it's like a summit. So I think he's just, getting a tour and, walking around. I don't think he's got, any time with anyone important.
Did you see the picture he posted on Instagram?
No.
So he took a picture of himself outside, and then he posted a picture of himself behind the podium.
I did see the one behind the press secretary spot.
And I was thinking, of all the places that you could take a photo of yourself,
they probably only let you take photos in specific areas. If I had to guess.
True. And Kyle's kind of a rule follower. Me. He wouldn't be knocking on the door of the Oval Office.
If I could say something, right, left, middle, I think Kyle Wallace would be an amazing press secretary. I think he would be able to handle those questions a lot better than what we see over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, half of it just seems like it's reading the room, and Kyle could do that. He could be animated.
He can talk to anybody.
Yeah, he can be also very politically correct and just say what needs to be said.
He could be calm. He could be fiery.
Yep.
He can hit all the levels.
Maybe,
I'm glad we're saying this to him, not to him, because then it would be a tough 3 hours to do radio with him. His head would be too big.
That would be a tough job. Again, right, middle, left, wherever you are, press secretary would be hard. That'd be a hard job.
You just got people coming after your neck every day.
All the time.
With their angles.
I'll tell you what, if you look at his post on Instagram, he looks very comfortable behind that podium. Very comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. He looked too comfortable. Might have a new job after this. On YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison was where you can find us. And it's Big Time Brad. Big Time Bradley Nortman. Right after we got done with our broadcast at the American Family Insurance Championship on Friday from 2 to 5. We had a great time out there with the folks in American Family Insurance and just being a great day in Madison on Friday. You and I zipped back over to the Milwaukee area. You had an event, and then did you golf on Saturday? Tell us what, I mean, share the details. Let us common folk in on the life of an NFL player. Or alumnus.
Yeah, it was great. I certainly felt like a celebrity once again because right after the American Family Championship, I darted my way back to Milwaukee at the Pfister, where it was the Lombardi Golf Classic that supports the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation, and I was a celebrity, no big deal. The part of the celebrity turnout. Listen to some of these names that were there, though, right? So I texted you guys after that I sat next to Ryan Longwell, right?
Specialist talk.
Yep.
Thank God I wasn't at the table. Actually, I would have loved that. I would have loved that table.
And you know I recognized Ryan Longwell right away. A specialist knows a specialist.
Did he know you?
Yeah, he did.
Did he know you?
He did. I introduced myself. Hey, Brad Nortman. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. And because our time in the league overlapped a little bit, but we're talking specialists. We're talking this. We're talking that. And then also next to me, famous person on this show, Lynn Dickey. Lynn Dickey,
who I famously thought was black.
Yep, confirmed white. Definitely white. Yep. So there's a bunch of guys there. How about this? There was Jeff Jenkins, Corey Hart, Ed Cedar, Bob Uecker. So all the brewers that we have.
Uecker was out and about?
He was out and about. He was also there Saturday morning. So it was just full of great guys. Gary Ellerson was there, big friend of the show.
GE.
Yep.
Has missed his last 4 appearances on Friday
at 4. Friend of the show.
Yeah. I actually, so Saturday morning when we took the celebrity picture, first thing he says to me is, "Hey, where's Ben? Where's Ben?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe Ben didn't get the invite." And he's like, "We gotta hold that against him. We gotta hold that against him." I was like,
he wasn't
scary.
like, "Hey, Brad. Hey, Nortman."
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't use the Nortman.
He respected you amongst NFL circles.
He
just
did.
not
He
here.
didn't embarrass me amongst my other celebrities, but it was a great time.
It's a little embarrassing for the first thing that he said to you to be, "Where's Ben?"
Is that the first thing he said?
First thing, "Hey, where's Ben?"
That's a little
disre.
Does that say more about Ben or more about me?
You.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, both.
But it was a great weekend, tons of money raised, and we played golf. We played golf on Saturday, even through the rain. And I'll tell you what, one takeaway is that me, Brad Nortman, I play golf better with a couple of carblesses in my system because I'm not going to lie, okay? On Thursday night, I hadn't swung the golf club. So Thursday night, after the show, I'm like, I got to get to the range. I can't embarrass myself as the celebrity trying to do the scramble, which I argued and hear Brad out was the best way to experience golf. But I got to be able to hold my own with the scramble. And I was horrible. I mean, I was absolutely horrible. I was like, why do I even do this? Why do I play golf? Why do I waste my time? Why do I waste my money? I was horrible. Sprayed it all over the place. Hole number 1. Saturday morning. I get out there.
Are you in front of people, by the way, when you tee off? Or was it a scramble where you were just with your group?
It was a shotgun start, but it was hole 3 where we circled back and then we're in front of people and they did an introduction, like this is Brad Nortman, blah, blah, blah. First hole in the like shotgun start, right to the woods. And I was just not hitting anything. It finally was the second hole that I cracked open a carbless and I just started sipping. And let me tell you something. My swing slowed down. It was smooth. I was just peppering it all over the fairway and all over the green the rest of the day, including the hole where they make the big introduction and it's in front of people. So my takeaway was, you know what? I just play better golf with a certain amount of alcohol in my system. I'm not afraid to say it. It reminded me of, in Wolf of Wall Street when McConaughey is like, I'll take the martini, keep bringing them every 7.5 minutes on the, it's almost like that. You got to get to that point where you're loosey and then maintain throughout. So I had a great round of golf and just, darn it, do I do better when I got a carbless in my system?
So 800-990-3776. I want to hear from KBN Nation. What sport or bar game do you get better at when you have a little liquid courage? Because golf is one where I convinced myself almost to the furthest degree too far, Brad, where I had to get to a certain level of buzz before I thought I could be good. And then I started realizing I'm trying too hard to get to that buzz instead of playing golf. But there is what I call the dead zone. And when you find the dead zone of mixture of relaxation, a little alcohol's a depressant, so a lot of amateur golfers, in my opinion, they're quick, right? They swing really hard. It slows you down a little bit, right? And so you're not getting over the top of the ball, slicing it. Brad just locked it after a couple of drinks, and you were stroking it. I will argue, is it wrong or not?
No, that's right. Well, I was going to wonder, what kind of drinks, how many drinks is it for you that gets you to the dead zone? You're saying is a good thing.
Yeah, the dead zone is a great thing. Yeah. The dead zone is like usually if I could plan it out perfectly, right? The first 6 holes are sipping and, maybe the first drink, especially if it's a morning tea time. I mean, I won't lie. Sometimes I'll have one before if it's an occasion where I know I'm going to be, maybe it's a little screwdriver before I go out for an 8 a.m. tea time. But if the first 6 holes are the warm-up buzz, right? Maybe a drink or 2, and then hole 7 through 15, if you can find the dead zone, that's where it's dangerous. That's when your speed of your swing and your golf game slows down a little bit. You start hitting putts because you're feeling good, and everything just starts clicking. But then there's the cliff. The Yodely game?
Yes.
The Yodely game is when you guess the amount of money, and then it goes up, and then if you're over the amount of money, it falls off the cliff. Well, sometimes you can overdo once you're in the dead zone. You're in the dead zone, you're playing well, you think you're invisible, and then next thing you know, someone offers you what? Cart person comes around, hey, let's get shots.
Oh.
And then you do the shot, and you're like, yeah, I'm in the dead zone. And then hole 15 through 18 is I'm falling apart.
When you get to that point where you're feeling great and you're sustaining it and you have that one drink too many, that one shot too many, you're on notice for like a half a hole. Once a half a hole goes by and that starts to get absorbed, you're totally right. Everything falls apart. And it's a cataclysmic. It's not a gradual decline. It's a cataclysmic straight down decline. And you know, one of the reasons I like golf is because it's actually pretty similar to punting, to where it's... No.
What?
Well,
if it was similar to punting, you should be a scratch golfer.
No. Just from like the mechanics of it, right? Where it's like the same motion over and over. It's heavily mental. It's small margin for error. That's one of the reasons I like golfing. I've never, ever, ever punted and drank. Never once.
Do you wish you would have tried?
I'm curious how I would do.
I'm curious how I would do. What if he outpunts his long in the NFL, out and about in the areas of the Wisconsin communities, and we just go on a punting tour?
We have the unofficial standing invite to go do a bonfire at the Nortman estate.
Yes.
There's plenty of
the
yard.
estate has yard for a punt?
There's a lot of yard. There's plenty of yard for some punting.
I've always said also, we've been talking about this for 3 years, Brad, I want to try to catch a punt from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've talked me out of it because you told me that one time somebody like broke a finger catching a punt from you.
Yeah, we had a family member break his finger.
So leave this to me because my roommate for a long time, he wasn't a pro punter, but he did punt in college, and I went out there and I fielded punts from him, and it was no joke. And if it's no joke for a Division I punter who aren't nearly as good as the NFL punters, yours have to be next level. Like that, I was able to get them, but I'm a little nervous of what you may be versus a former D1 kicker. Punter. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. What sports or bar games do you get better with a little bit of liquid courage? 800-990-3776. We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I have a top 3 power ranking coming up on the other side of the top 3 sports or bar games that I'm better at with a little bit of buzz. That's coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Get yours in 800-990-3776. Sports or bar games you're better at with liquid courage next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage?
Like a Virgil.
Vigil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kenny Chesney returns to Milwaukee on Saturday, June 22nd with the Sun Goes Down Tour at American Family Field. The country music superstar will be joined by the Zac Brown Band, Megan Maroney, and Uncle Cracker. The parking lot opens at 2 p.m. with the show starting at 5 p.m. Listen to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN for your chance to win tickets to the show. Kenny puts on a heck of a show, and we want to send you to see it in person. Tune in this week for your chance to win 2 tickets during Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. So call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your next project. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Rick Papandrea is joining me. How special is it for you being able to watch people see their quality of life return?
There's no doubt that the efficiency is great for everybody. It's very rewarding as a surgeon to take care of somebody and see them get better. But to have them come in and do it in a seamless fashion is really exciting. One case comes to mind. We had a young girl who was doing some cartwheels, and she came in with a broken elbow, and everything lined up, maybe more so than even is typical. She needed special care. She needed her elbow fixed with a very particular fracture that is difficult to fix. And not only is it difficult to fix, but it can be somewhat complicated by stiffness. So with my specialty of my background, I do a lot of elbow arthroscopy, which isn't very common. And we had her in the operating room later that day where I was able to arthroscopically reduce and fix her elbow fracture. And she was back to a normal kid about 2 months later.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at findhigherlove.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here to tell you about the grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Stop by for a free haircut on Tuesday, June 11th, and register for a chance to win VIP baseball tickets, plus $500. Lady Jane's Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. It's wicked awesome.
Summerfest 2024, presented by the Mukwonago Lions Club, is this weekend. Enjoy live music daily with youth baseball and softball games, plus a horseshoe tournament on Saturday. Bring your family to Field Park in Mukwonago as summer is here. Enjoy carnival rides, food, drinks, fireworks, and even free parking. Conclude the weekend with Sunday's parade at noon, followed by the Classic Car Show. Make plans this weekend to attend the Mukwonago Lions Club Summerfest 2024 at Field Park, Highways 83 and NN in Mukwonago.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Brad Nortman, our guy, is a celebrity. Rubbing shoulders in NFL circles. About a month ago, is out in L.A. for his NFL media combine training. Now he's at the Lombardi Classic as a celebrity.
Cool.
It is cool. And you know what?
Cool.
I've seen a noticeable difference in confidence in Bradley Nortman since he's taken on the role of our anonymous sources of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, having inside information. No Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation can get in 800-990-3776 because we were talking about how Brad sucked on hole 1 and hole 2. Opened up a drink, could be a Busch Light, could be a carbless, and then whoo, right down the middle goes Brad Nortman's drive. He got in the spot which I like to call the dead zone. The dead zone is where everything's rolling. You have a little bit of liquid courage and everything starts turning around. So I want to know from everyone, what is the sport or bar game that you excel at with a little bit of liquid courage? 800-990-3776. Before I power rank, I'd like to go to Alex Strofe, who has a lot of, I'd say, experience in this world.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair, Benny. Before I tell you my answer, are we sure the dead zone is the best name for this?
Yes.
It sounds really negative, but you're making it a positive.
Okay, you want to change it? I've always, like the dead zone. It almost feels like it's like an out-of-body thing.
The gold zone, or...
That's a thing already that the Packers did with Nathaniel Hackett, who's no good.
He is no good. It's true. But the dead zone just sounds negative. It sounds like you're blacking out. But
you are.
Maybe we need.
But you are. You're like.
So you're drunk.
No.
You made it sound like you're
No. It's like you are blacking out. Like, you know, when you give a speech sober and you crush it, you're like, I blacked out. I just did great. Like Will Ferrell in Old School. He's like, I just blacked out. But he gave an amazing speech. So for me, it's like you're like in your body, you're in control, but you're in that dead zone. You're in the money zone. The money zone.
Money zone's good.
The money zone.
Money zone's good.
If you may, Strophy, I would really like for you to hit the football music for the Ben Brust top 3 sports or bar games I love that he took his headset off and completely just started ignoring me.
I've got a 3 best. I also have a 3 worst.
Oh!
That would be, you'd normally think you would be good at this, but for whatever reason, I am not good with the more drinks I have.
Before I get to mine and your power rankings, I got to make fun of Chef Ed. 3, shooting pool. Okay, I'll take that one. 2, blackjack. Chef Ed, you're a casino's best friend. Chef Ed, what are you doing, man?
No.
I know that it feels good to play blackjack with a little buzz, but the worst thing that happens is you're in the money zone, figuratively and literally, Chef Ed, where you start winning. And then when you ultimately have a little too much, you fall off the cliff, start doubling your bet and doing things out of character, and they take it right from you.
Yeah, you get a little too aggressive, right?
I know this from experience.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we've all been there.
Let's hit the football music for Ben Brust and Brad Nortman's best and worst sports and bar games with a little liquid courage. Starting off at number 3, Ben Brust's power ranking of liquid courage that helps him in sports or bar games. Number 3, basketball for a first half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's unexpected.
I knew it was going to be unexpected. There's nothing like before I get to play a basketball game that if I get the right buzz, the worrisome is my body's not stretched out, but I feel stretched out. I feel loose. And so once my body comes to, I'm way more tired in the second half. But when I'm in that first half money zone, I've had a couple of drinks and I'm in the right spot before basketball, the ball usually comes off the wrist and the hand pretty good for a nice shot.
What about like running and playing defense and the general exhaustion that comes with playing basketball?
I'm not drunk. It's just a nice little buzz. I'm in the dead zone.
If I may, we were having a party a couple summers ago, and we are all pretty sloshed with our friend group here. We played Lightning or Knockout, whatever you want to call it. We played that. It was so much fun. I mean, that's just the amount of physicality, but that was a lot of fun.
You must have been knocking down shots. Number 2, bags or cornhole, however you call it. Strofe, as you are in a bags league, have you gotten better with liquid courage, or have you gotten worse, or do you just suck?
I didn't tell you how I did last week, did I?
Did you win?
3-0 last week.
Hey!
3-6 on the year. We're coming back, baby.
Climbing back.
Bags. And the rule is if you are a drinker, even if you're not, you can have a soda. You gotta have something in your hand.
Like a counterweight. You know, like you got something in one hand and then you got something in the other. It balances you out a little bit.
Look at Workout Brad go.
That's
right.
You
know, about, when you have the weight and which one you put the hamstring back for.
Yeah, you don't want to be asymmetrical. You want to be like Christian Watson.
Number 1, in which Strofe and I need to play, darts. Darts is number 1. Throwing a dart sober feels like you have a feather in your hand and you don't know where it's going to end up. It could end up behind you. It could end up on the wall. But if you get a little liquid courage, you point shoot. You stop thinking. You stop worrying about the way of the dart. You stop worrying about it. You point, you shoot, you knock it down, you talk some trash, and you enjoy the buzz and darts. That is my top 3. Basketball for one half, bags, and darts. Best sports games or bar games with liquid courage.
That's really good.
For one half.
All right. Can I get the music going again, Strofe? I'm gonna do
Brad has a best and worst.
I'm going to do my best.
And I'm going to get to all of your answers on KBN Nation because you guys have some good ones.
I'm going to do best first and then worst. Best. So I don't know if this counts, but this is a very specific thing where I actually do feel like I get better. Video games. I feel like playing like Mario Kart or playing I think of like college. I think of like life just after college. I haven't played video games in a long time. Remember when you start playing like Call of Duty, or I played Star Wars Battlefront, love that.
Same.
It was so good.
You don't have to own the nerdness, bro.
Okay, I will own that. Or Madden, we were playing Madden with friends. That is such a good feeling, and you're just vibing a little bit. So video games, number 3, kind of outside of left field there, but I'm going with that. Number 2, shuffleboard. I feel like my touch.
Shuffleboard.
Yeah, my touch in shuffleboard just peaks after a couple of drinks.
I'm not going to hate the list. Look, shuffleboard
What's
is
number 1, croquet?
Bocce ball?
Wait, you don't like shuffleboard?
I love shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard is my favorite bar game.
I know, but it's just not as frequent as the other games we were listing.
Yeah.
Your list of video games and shuffleboard is a little bit out there for the top 3.
I'm going to push back.
Spike ball.
Last one, you already said it, Ben. It's cornhole. Cornhole, the shoulders get loosened up, you're counterbalanced with a drink in your hand. There's nothing better than just hitting that
I love that he tries to justify the counterbalance thing.
It's a real
That has nothing to do with your bag's performance.
Number one, mechanical bull riding.
I should be so lucky to do that. Here are the worst ones, though. Some people might get better at these. I get worse. Bowling. I definitely
shout out to I believe it was Jamie in Orlando. Bowling relaxes him.
Yeah, so I do not improve with more drinks at bowling. I'm better off completely sober at that one. How about this one? This is a common league that people do. Softball. I'm not a big softball drinking guy.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
I didn't like it either. I don't know why. I think it's because you stand around and
it's a little slow.
Too slow.
Yeah, you got 1 minute at the plate, and it's just, I don't know. Everything about it, I wasn't for it. And my final one, I've never done
be a hot
well.
take. There's a lot of drinking leagues in softball.
Yeah, I know. But she's not for me. The only one, poker. So it's not blackjack, but legitimate poker, where you have to
I don't think anyone. Wait. Stop. Who would say poker is good when they drink?
Well, they get a little bit more
Chef Ed just say that?
Well, no.
He said blackjack.
I'm talking about
poker's different.
Poker
There's
with your guys.
There's mental warfare. So you're saying you become a person.
There's deceit. I just become more obvious with my cards. I just become more obvious. Like I'm looking around.
He becomes paranoid.
Hey, let's go. Or
he's got pocket. Brad's got pocket rockets. He's smiling.
Yep. My betting becomes completely erratic. No thought behind it.
The CPA is going wild.
Yeah.
He must have something.
I need my faculties, and I become easier to read.
800-990-3776. What games, sports or bar games, do you get better with a little liquid courage? Let's go to Casey in a car. Casey, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Kyle.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Great.
Happy Monday.
All right, awesome. I was just making sure you can hear me. I'm doing hands-free, when you're driving. Got to be safe.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so my answer would be skateboarding when I was younger. Absolutely. Just felt green with the loosening up of the muscles. Everything just felt a little smoother. It felt a little easier. I don't know if it's more of a confident level, which I don't know if you guys have brought up. I've been driving.
No, I said the basketball thing, and I think that's what I was going for, how it loosens the muscles up.
It's a good submission.
Yeah, right, and it also brings you down a little. I know that you've mentioned it's a depressant, but I think at some point, if you're not overdoing it, like you said, you get to that dead zone. That dead zone is exact. When you're on that dead zone, you feel like nothing can bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
So the second thing would be in a bar status would be playing pool. Are you kidding me? I'm surprised it wasn't brought up because I agree with the darts 100%. But pool, when you're in the zone, when you're in that dead zone and you're feeling in pool, you can almost see the shots slow down.
Hey,
calm yourself.
I love it.
You're not rushing to the next shot.
It's like anything, right? And thank you for the call, Casey. It's like when you're when they say. When Steph Curry's on fire, the basket looks the size of an ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's visualizing and attacking the pool shot. TJ chimes in the 262, pool 3, darts 2, 1. Shout out to Kyle who taught us cans.
Cans, good submission.
We have a submission here for Ezra. 1 darts, 2 cornhole, right on line with me. 3 golf. Now, golf is an iffy one, right? Because sometimes it just works, and sometimes it also doesn't work.
More often than not, it works for me, right? Just having a couple drinks, it loosens you up. But I will say, though, there is a level of, golf confidence where if you're completely sober, every once in a while, that's when I play at my absolute best. Here's one that I was thinking about that I think some people would say they improve at, but this one would come up on my worst list. What about ping pong? I feel like ping pong is one where you'd struggle at this.
Why are you thinking of the thing? Schroff, am I wrong in thinking Brad is making the most obscure references to things right now this topic?
Ping pong's a classic Midwestern basement. Let's play some ping
Brad,
pong.
let's play a rapid fire game. I'm going to list off some random games. Tell me if you played them as a child growing up.
Okay.
Croquet.
No.
Bocce ball.
Bocce ball.
Not as a kid.
Ladder toss.
Oh, yeah. Ladder toss is awesome.
There's genuine excitement for ladder toss.
I've heard it has a different name.
Well, we're not going to call it that on the radio.
We're not.
Nice restraint shown by you.
Yeah.
Well done. Pat on the back.
For sure. I'm growing. I'm a pro.
How about So you said you have played shuffleboard. Did you play that as a child?
And I'm talking about
the hand shuffleboard.
The hand shuffleboard.
Not like old people in Florida.
Not the stick shuffleboard. Like the hand shuffleboard in the bar, right?
Oh, yeah, like the little ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the little hand-sized
I beat
disc.
you in that once.
Yes, you did. That was after the...
you must have been in a better dead zone than Brad Nortman.
Yeah, because it was after the draft, when we did the draft a couple of years ago, right? In Madison.
That's a great day, yeah.
I just didn't... We were on air for a long time. I didn't have time to get up to speed.
800-990-3776. Keep your submissions coming in for sports or bar games that you excel at with a little liquid courage. But Brad, you talked about your liquid courage. You know exactly what it is and when you need to go to it.
Man, I'll tell you what, carbless, that's my liquid courage. And it doesn't even matter what I'm doing throughout the summertime. It happened to be playing golf. It could be hanging out with friends, outdoor on the patio, barbecuing, on the lake, tailgating for a Brewer game. It's always an occasion for carbless. It just helps me relax a little bit. It makes me really feel like the summer vibes are here. Carbless is my go-to drink because you guys know me. I'm dieting. I'm working out. I don't really want to detonate everything I do when I'm trying to kick back and have a good time. And carbless has me there. It's guilt-free. No carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, less carbonation, leading to less bloat. My stomach feels great. My body feels great. I'm not ashamed to say I want that summer body. Carbless allows me to keep that. 100 calories per can. Everybody tells me when they taste it for the first time, okay, I get it, Brad. Now, this is what you've been talking about. I can't tell you how many people have told me, you got to try the new cranberry. Cranberry is so good. The new margarita variety box that just came out, so good. The classic cocktails, the fruit flavors, there's something for everyone with an ice-cold carbless in your hand this summer. If you haven't discovered why less is more, I'm telling you, now is the time. Go find a carbless, enjoy yourself, and give you some Wisconsin summer and improve it with a carbless in your hand. Find them online and at retailers near you.
If you like our producer, Alex Strofe, don't go anywhere. If you don't like him, give him a chance. It's going to be great. His best segment ever, Becoming Relevant. Next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team, TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hi, Jrue and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Even when you get a great price, diamonds cost a lot of money.
But we want you to be able to buy the engagement ring you really want.
You won't have to settle for anything less than fantastic when you come to Kessler's.
We do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
Friendly financing makes it possible.
We can give you 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
And with approved credit, we can give you 36 months to pay with just 9.99%.
And if getting your credit credit approved is a problem, we've even got second chance financing for people who deserve a second chance.
Don't settle for second best. Come to Kessler's.
Seriously, we do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
That's the sort of thing you can expect from us when you hear us say, "Welcome to Kessler's."
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com. And one more thing, welcome to Kessler's.
Over the past 20 years, Wisconsin has seen a huge increase in reported elder abuse cases. Elder abuse is the verbal, physical, emotional, sexual, or financial abuse of a senior citizen. It can also be the intentional or unintentional neglect of an older person. Wisconsin's population of seniors 65 and older is projected to grow significantly in the coming decades. That's why we all share the responsibility to help protect our seniors by recognizing and reporting any signs of elder abuse. If you believe that elder abuse has been inflicted upon yourself or someone you know, please report it. Call the Wisconsin Elder Abuse Hotline toll-free at 1-833-586-0107 or visit reportelderabusewI.org. Respect our elders. Report abuse. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Justice.
This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $120,000 with 100% funding by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
These are the nights to never die. My father told me.
Hope you're having a great Monday. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle Wallace. You got Ben Brust and Brad Nortman, a big-time celebrity at the Lombardi Classic over the weekend.
Cool.
Alex Stroh running the show, hot off Mr. Irrelevant, which you get your Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays on YouTube. ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison around 12:30. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for you to get into the show. We've been asking for your games, sports, bar games that you play a little bit better with Liquid Courage. Those keep coming, and we also have a poll put out on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We'll continue to hear from you, get your responses, but now it's time to hear from the people's champ, Alex Stroh.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Stroh's time to shine on KBN starts now.
The people's champ.
Why did I say that?
I love that. The people's champ, Alex Stroh. Brad, that works for me, I think.
It's beautifully said, Stroh. Beautifully said.
Fully agree. Well done. Wordsmith Brust over there.
Do your segment.
Liquid Courage was necessary for me last night following the NBA Finals Game 2 as I participated in a good old round of bar karaoke.
On a Sunday?
Oh, yeah, I got after a little bit yesterday. Accidentally. Started the day at a local brewery.
Accidentally.
And then it just kind of evolved into watching the game and then karaoke. I did 2 rounds of karaoke. I think.
Were you the people's champ?
I got loud applauses. However, I hit songs way out of my vocal range.
Ooh.
You guys know the song Break Even by The Script?
I know that song.
Very high song.
Wait,
I do not have a high voice.
You chose that song?
I did, yes.
It's about
he was
like a breakup.
drunk.
Yeah.
That got
Were you with your girlfriend?
I was, and I apologized to her before I sang.
You didn't do like I always want to be with you.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good choice.
Bad Darius Rucker impression.
I wasn't singing
All right, so do it.
Hootie. And I always want to be with you.
Still rough.
A little better.
It's better.
Is karaoke fun? I'm 24 hours removed almost, and I don't
You
know.
tell us, dude. Did you have fun? Doesn't look like it.
No, I did.
I think karaoke is great in specific moments and spots. Mm-hmm. The last time I was at a karaoke bar was, holy cow, time flies. I was going to say the last leap year day, but it was the leap year of right before COVID.
Oh, man.
It was the ESPN Madison holiday party, and we all ventured over to the karaoke kid, R.I.P.
So good. I love
so
the real,
good.
the
and
real
Matt,
KK.
The real KK. And I was in the dead zone of drinking without any responsibilities, no girlfriend, anything. At the time, it was just me, myself, and a great old time. And when I dive into karaoke, I'm going to give it my all, but I haven't been back since. So I think if you don't go too much, karaoke is good.
Well, and you have to be definitely in the mood with a group of people that are also just into it. So I've only been one time to actually go sing karaoke. And you have to go to a bar. You can't just go to someone's house and they have like a karaoke kit. Super awkward.
So
That's
awkward.
just weird.
Yeah.
So one time after finals were done in Madison, when all like the accounting and finance finals were over, a lot of like those cohorts of mine, we went out and we went to the karaoke kid. And all night we're like, let's go to the karaoke club. Let's go to the karaoke kid. Me and one other dude sang Born to Run. Lit the house on fire. A couple other winners. It was the
That's
right
a place
thing.
where everyone lights it on fire. Because if you suck, the crowd gets behind you and makes it better. Gosh, it was a great place.
Only if it's perfect type situation, but it's more misses than it is hits.
K-Walk chimes in. Also, extreme ziplining is completely more enjoyable after a few drinks.
Extreme ziplining? I'm surprised that wasn't on Brad's list.
Right?
Gotta keep you guys guessing.
Wouldn't have been shocked. All right, Badgers basketball news, Benny. I need instant reaction from you.
I saw an email. They signed somebody from Europe.
Yeah, the Badgers have signed Andrija Vukovic.
Sounds right.
From Serbia.
Okay.
6'11".
Like it.
Averaged 6.1 points, 2.5 rebounds, 0.7 assists per game in Europe in the Serbia League, playing 13 minutes a game last year. He will be entering as a true freshman. I love this. Let's keep going overseas. 6'11". You kidding me? Who's the last Badger that was 6'11", Benny? This is great.
Stephen Crowell.
6'11"?
Yeah. But I like going... You know what I know about Serbia? Tough.
What's the first thing you would tell a Serbian individual that's moving to Wisconsin?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, I don't know Serbia that well. I know it's close to Croatia, which is really nice. Serbia, I think, is a little bit tougher.
I find I don't know any Serbians, but I think of like Djokovic, and he's Serbian. Like,
done. We have the new
intense.
Djokovic. Vukovic. Gotta think of a fun name here.
You see the new Djokovic?
Isn't
like tennis?
Jokic and Djokovic. They're both Serbian.
I like it.
So I would say the thing I would
Why
say,
not go to the well where arguably the best basketball player in the world is from?
Yeah, I would say my advice would be bring that toughness to this team when you're on the court and let the team loosen you up with some cold ones off the court. That's what I would say.
Isn't Luka Serbian?
I don't know. I have Google, though.
Now we're just throwing out random European NBA players and hoping they're...
He's Ginobili?
No, he's Argentinian, which is South America, so definitely not.
Luka.
Slovenia.
Could you,
Slovenia.
That's in Europe, I assume.
Could you locate that on a map?
No.
I don't think I could either.
No. And I played
good.
overseas in Europe. And,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Could you locate Lithuania on a map? Right
Easily.
now? Okay.
Next to Poland, in between Russia.
Oh, is it?
How are you at... Actually, if I grabbed a globe that was untitled, would you actually do okay with that?
I could get all 50 states easy.
No, you could not.
Yes, I could easily.
Yeah, you could get the 50. Well,
50 states easy. The hard part is the Northeast.
Missouri is?
The Northeast is
Yes.
tough.
Are you kidding me? My girlfriend or my fiance is from Missouri.
Good save.
I think the Vermont, New Hampshire,
Rhode Island,
that would be a little tricky.
But it's easier than you think. Rhode Island is so freaking small.
Guys, go ahead, bro.
I would say, could you get half the countries?
No.
No. How many is there? 212?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I don't think I could either.
Because United States
That
is a
requires
country. That doesn't mean I get the 50 going
get
towards
one.
the
That's one.
210. That's one.
Yeah, that means you got to get 106 to get half.
No shot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No shot.
Yeah, I'd do a horrible job. Last one for you fellas. Dan Hurley messed up. 6 years, $70 million offer from the Los Angeles Lakers. The back-to-back national champion head coach of UConn says, I'm good. I'm going to stay here in chilly Connecticut. I'm not going to take the best basketball job there is for $70 million. What's he doing? This is a bad idea by him. I understand he's having success in the NAL era as the head coach of UConn by winning back-to-back titles. But if you ask a up-and-coming coach, hey, what's the dream job, man? What's the dream basketball job? I'd be hard-pressed to find a better answer than the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
When LeBron James is a part of an organization, there is no job security as a head coach. Zero. Now, if the money is guaranteed in his contract, and he was like, all right, yeah, I'm willing to do this and potentially not translate as a college coach to the NBA and be done in 2 years and make all that money and go back to college, I think he's probably going to be able to become a really high-paid coach based off the amount of money he's bringing into the school after back-to-back national championships. I'm not saying he's going to get towards that, but maybe you don't know where people are at in their lives. And I'll just stand by the first point. If LeBron James is on your team, your job security is not there.
But LeBron won't likely be there for too much longer. If anything, they're going to likely remake it.
Doesn't matter. Then if he struggles with LeBron, are they going to give him time to rebuild the Lakers? He's gonna be just fine.
I think he should have taken the job. A job opportunity like this almost never comes around once or twice in a lifetime. He's already peaked at the college level with a borderline blue blood. I don't know what more he has to prove at the college level.
He doesn't have anything to prove. But what if he's just happy making the millions that he's making and trying to become the greatest college basketball coach since John Wooden?
I mean, everyone has different goals.
That's all. Exactly I'm just playing a little different goals.
To me, it makes all the sense in the world to go to the Lakers. All the sense in the world.
I'm not buying it.
What about even if it doesn't work out? Let's say in 3 years he's fired by the Lakers.
But that's my point. Is he can always go back to college.
He can always go back to college.
I get it, but why pick up and do something that I think you're set up for failure as the coach of the Lakers with LeBron there? At this point in his career. It'd be different if LeBron was 5-8 years younger. He's on the back end of his career trying to control as much as possible. Who knows if there's the Bronny element, all that. There's just too much going on there.
But don't you think that they're already starting to see life beyond LeBron, which is why they are looking at a guy like Dan Hurley?
Life beyond LeBron? Their roster sucks without him. Their roster sucks with him.
That's true. They have a long way to go. Maybe he looked at the product and said, I can't win with this. And maybe that was the determining factor.
800-990-3776. Another bad take from producer of KBN, Alex Strofe. You're not the head coach of the Lakers. You are a figurehead.
The word another seems unnecessary there.
No, I think he just... everyone has opinions.
Bad take.
I think Strofe has a lot of bad takes. I'm with Ron and the Key on this one. 800-990-3776 for you to chime in on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. We talked about it. Brad Nortman becoming big time, rubbed shoulders in NFL circles out at NFL Media Combine training in Los Angeles this past weekend at the Lombardi Classic. Sat with Ryan Longwell, a lot of other Green Bay Packers and former Packers and players in attendance. What did Brad Nortman learn from the Lombardi Classic about Jordan Love and more? A lot to get to. Don't go anywhere. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. I'm Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
And he's got a bunch of little yellow things falling all over his table. He's more Tauscher. Tausch, okay over there?
So, typically you see, those helicopters that spin off trees. I thought that's what these were, but these look like if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was having cornflakes.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, graduating high school seniors, you already know IKEA is your home for everything you need to make your upcoming college living experience great. Now, IKEA wants to help you celebrate your graduation with the 2024 IKEA Grad Bash. Join IKEA on June 22nd from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for fun activities, contests, giveaways, gifts, and more. Search the store with the Grad Bash scavenger hunt, grab a free hot dog, and uncover fun around every corner. Stop by IKEA Oak Creek on June 22nd for IKEA's Grad Bash.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men is opening in Oak Creek. Join ESPN Milwaukee on site for the grand opening on Tuesday, June 11th. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman will be broadcasting live from 2 to 5 p.m. Be one of the first 94 customers to stop by on June 11th and get a free haircut. Plus, get registered to win 2 VIP tickets to a Milwaukee baseball game and $500. KBN live from the new Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on June 11th. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Eagle Sports Range has an unbeatable offer on concealed carry license classes. For just $49, enroll in their 3-hour class led by expert instructors prioritizing safety. Learn laws, techniques, and mindset for responsible carrying. Stick around for an optional hour of range time with instructors included in the package. Practice under professional guidance and gain confidence. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day at 2525 East Layton Avenue in Cudahy. Secure your spot at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where safety meets skill.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomenandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I do know about Popular. I'm sitting right next to it. Barb chimes in, gotta drink when throwing horseshoes. Need that aiming fluid. I'll be doing that tonight.
Once again, surprised that wasn't on Brad's list.
Hey.
Should have been.
Barb, you have a great time throwing horseshoes. 800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Kyle, just Ben Brust. And the celebrity, Mr. Popular himself, Brad Nortman, over the weekend at the Lombardi Classic. Rubbing shoulders within NFL circles with sources. What did you learn?
Yeah, you guys know me now, right? After that LA and now at these big events, I love rubbing shoulders with the most inside people of the inside. I learned a couple things. We're going to get to Jordan Love next segment. But this segment, we're going to focus on what's happening in the kicking competition and with kickoffs. So first of all, the kicking competition. My league circles are telling me, and they're very much on the inside, that
I don't know if I can keep this bit up, Strofe. I think he's taking it a little too serious.
No. I mean, these are the... I'm now a source. I have sources that are inside the... Well, I'm not.
You mean you're now an insider? You have sources.
Yeah, exactly. So
you are not a source then.
Yeah,
so,
he's an insider with sources.
This discussion of content will end with a question for you guys. I'm curious what your take is because this surprised me a little bit. So first of all, the kicker competition. They keep what I'm hearing is they keep on telling these guys they're only going to have 2 when it comes to fall camp, so they're going to shave down from 3 to 2 kickers for the kicking competition.
Bye Podletsky.
Potentially and most likely. And
Podlesny.
Same thing.
And Anders Carlson's looking pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that he is, of everybody, has the inside track right now. That's what I'm hearing. And they're doing all sorts of things, both coaching and players, to try to put them into mentally straining type situations.
We haven't reached mandatory mini camps yet.
I know, but I'm saying this is just what sources are telling me.
A couple doinks away from going back to Greg Joseph.
Anything could change. And speaking of anything could change, I had a riveting conversation about the kickoff.
Oh,
riveting.
For those who don't know, new NFL kickoff rules.
Yes. So basically,
explain the best of your ability, because I don't want to.
I mean, riveting kickoff conversation. So the long story short is the rules.
Everyone loves a riveting story that starts with long story short.
The rules have changed. I mean, to where now the kickoff play itself will be riveting. No one knows exactly what's going to happen, and that is the takeaway. I think when you talk to this individual and when he's saying what the coaches are saying, literally nobody knows what's going to happen. It's going to be one big experiment in the preseason and early in the season. They're even preparing for rules to change on the fly. Rules to change after preseason, even during the season, because no one knows exactly how it's going to be structured. No one knows what the returns are going to look like. It's all uncertain and it's all liable to change. And here's the most interesting part of it.
Is this the question part for us?
Yes. We've heard a couple of rumors that teams are exploring, like, what if you have a safety kick the ball? What if you have the kicker bump up some, in the weight room and go down there and try to make some tackles? Allegedly, because the kicker is not counted in coverage, the amount of tackles that the kicker makes, like in the XFL where this was implemented, is like 10 times what an NFL kicker would normally make tackles.
Let's take a step back. When you say the kicker's not counted for in coverage, there's still 11 on the field.
Yes.
So, but there's 10 lined up and then 11 lined up on offense.
Imagine kickoff return and kickoff coverage, right? You've got one returner, you got one kicker, and then you got 10 on 10 that are basically battling one another, right? You never count the kicker in your kickoff return coverage, right? You just don't count them. And because
that has been a rule of thumb always in the NFL.
Yep. And because there's going to be more returns and because it's going to be more close contact, the increased likelihood of a kicker needing to make a tackle goes up significantly. And kickers made more tackles in the XFL, significantly more tackles. So teams are confronted with a question. Do you have a kicker try to bulk up and try to engage in tackling drills like rumor is Justin Tucker's trying to do? Or
why would they risk Justin Tucker? He's too valuable from a kicking field goal standpoint. Now my question would be, former Badger Dare Ogunbowale
had a hand down.
Yeah. Good point. Dare Ogunbowale, former Badger. If you missed it, the Houston Texans kicker got hurt. He ended up making a 33-yard field goal. I know him. He had a soccer background. Do they utilize someone like that to kick off, who's already built a little bit stronger to be on special teams?
So rumor is teams are exploring that option. Guys like him and Justin Reed for the Kansas City Chiefs, both who are legitimately talented as kickers, if they can place the ball, look, the kick isn't going to be as good as what a kicker can do, but you might be able to decrease the kick quality, but increase having another tackler on the field. So teams are confronted with the question, would you rather have a bulked up kicker dial in an accurate kick, or would you rather have the kick quality go down, would you have another tackler? If you guys were special teams coaches, what would you guys do?
My immediate thought when you brought this up, Brad, it's going to sound like I'm making a joke, but I'm really not, is like, don't let Dan Campbell hear this from the Detroit Lions, right? Think about how many times he went for 2 instead of kicking an extra point. I don't know that the Lions will carry a kicker this year.
Well,
you still need a kicker.
You are advocating for the death of specialists.
I'm not advocating for it.
He's a reporter. He is a reporter on the field and on the streets, coming back to KBN.
Zero bias.
Or a kicker could become even more valuable if you're a dude, if you're willing to throw a shoulder in there. Think about that.
Well, Brad, you're the former specialist, so I'm going to turn your question on you. If you were doing kickoffs, which I know you didn't do in the NFL, what would your mindset be?
I would still use a kicker. I think an accurate kick matters a whole lot.
You'd still want to be out there in this hypothetical where you are the place kicker for kickoffs.
Yes. I think you can control more of the play with a good kick. I think a bad kick can be catastrophic, and it's if you hit the ball and it doesn't go into the landing zone, basically between the goal line and the 20, or it goes out of bounds, ball's at the 40. That's pretty a pretty big punishment.
Big
And you
news
can't do
from
that.
Brad Nortman on the specialist side of things, the new kickoff in the NFL. Interesting. I'm hoping his inside sources bring a little bit more insight that sparks something more than do we need a beefy kicker or not.
What a conundrum, though.
What a conundrum.
I mean, I like to hear that Durst is doing well, according to his sources.
According to sources, Anders Carlson, Durs to you, Strophy. Anderson Carlson to Kyle Wallace, who's not here, is doing better in training camp. But what I want to know in 2 minutes is the gold that you learned. Because it sounds like you heard something from somebody about Jordan Love. And that's all that matters around here. So in 2 minutes, Brad Nortman, rubbing shoulders in NFL circles, tells us what he's hearing about Jordan Love. Next.
I joke around and with my wife and call it my bionic knee.
But before Ernest became a patient with QC Kinetics, it was a different story.
I'd go to bed with my knee throbbing, heat, ice. I would get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something, and I would just be hobbling.
He wasn't able to play on his rec basketball team or work in the yard. But QC Kinetics regenerative treatments turned around the situation without surgery or downtime, using Ernest's own healing properties to help restore his aching knee, now known as Ernest's bionic knee.
I am really happy because I am playing the game that I love so much, and I'm playing with my granddaughter, and I'm gardening, and I'm on my knees, and I'm jumping up. I have a 200-pound dog, and I'm playing with my dog.
Now Ernest is living his best life thanks to QC Kinetics, and so can you. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Cousins Subs features only the finest Wisconsin-made cheeses and dairy on their menu. And now the time has come for even more cheese, as Cousins is happy to introduce their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. Order this cheesy treat on their new cheese fries, chili cheese fries, or add cheese sauce to your favorite sub. More cheese? Yes, please. Order today at any location, online, or via Cousins mobile app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
You're all pumped up to start a home remodeling project, but the day you plan to start...
And then the next day comes. You have a dentist appointment, one kid needs a ride to practice, your mom is stopping by.
Forget it. Your busy life is already hectic enough. You need Professional Construction, Inc.
Jen Latta always talks about how pleased she is with PCI's team.
And our expert team can remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, home additions, and more.
Commercial projects? No problem. We have you covered there as well.
Visit us at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Very fortunate to have NFL alumnus Brad Nortman on the team of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Alex Strofe running the show. No Kyle Wallace today. He's out gallivanting across the lawn of the White House.
Good word use.
Cool. Thank you, buddy. The way you looked at me and was excited for the word use.
I love a good word choice like that.
I love when I shock you with a word choice.
I'll tell you what, it's in there, Ben, because you pull them out in the most unexpected moments. And when I do, I'm like, yes.
I didn't know if Brad Nortman was trying to say the word riveting 10 plus times in one segment, but you were really going for it last one.
Yeah, I was leaning in because I found it riveting.
Hopefully more riveting than a kickoff conversation at the Lombardi Classic where Brad Nortman was surrounded by former Packers, current Packers, NFL alumnus of the like, himself. What's the word? Because going back, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman here, no Kyle Wallace, 800-990-3776 for you to get in the show, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I mentioned about a month ago, you went out to the NFL Media Combine, and people were bullish about Jordan Love. Has that grown amongst the shoulders you were rubbing locally?
I'm not going to lie, Ben. I already had a high regard for Jordan Love. And what I thought his teammates, coaches, the locals thought of him, and especially when I went out to LA and all the the people that are playing against him and seeing him that are in the NFL, when they spoke highly of him, like, okay, that matters a lot, right? And these are studs. When I have now the local picture of the guys that see him on daily basis, is basically here's the takeaways, and particularly a guy who played on other teams and he played with tier 1 quarterbacks. And I'm not going to list them, but he played and has saw.
Can you give me a wink if I say one?
That won't help our audio audience. But let me tell you, if I were to say the 2 quarterbacks he's played with, you'd be like, that's a tier 1 guy. And then that's a tier 1 guy.
And they're currently in the league.
Currently in the league. So he said, Jordan Love, I brought up right away. He said, Jordan Love, stud. I mean, he can make every throw, arm strength, accuracy, intelligence. The only thing he lacks compared to these other current full-on top-tier quarterbacks is just confidence. That he has a level of confidence in himself, but there's still just a little bit of restraint, just a little bit of waiting. But he can make all the throws, and they attribute his growth throughout last season to a building confidence that maybe he didn't have all like the pure confidence that only success on the NFL field can give you. But once he got a taste of it and it built itself, he is now standing at a point where he's pretty darn confident, not quite as confident as those top shelf quarterbacks that have played in Super Bowls and been in MVP conversations and all that. But once he fully arrives there, which he is knocking on the door of, there's nothing he can't do. There is full buy-in from the inside out on who Jordan Love is, the stud quarterback that he is. And I asked him, I was like, straight up, okay, so there's talk of extension. There's talk of all that. Like, in your mind, is there any doubt that he's the dude? Said, no doubt. No doubt. So I walked away not surprised at all, because we could probably estimate that. None of this is probably groundbreaking. What was groundbreaking was him comparing this to the quarterbacks he played with that are just literally top 5 unquestionably top 5 quarterbacks.
I think I love that you
the confidence
brought the groundbreaking part being as to asking about Jordan Love. The story matches up with how a lot of us feel about the progression of that season, the growing confidence, the letting it loose a little bit more, him making different throws, rolling out of the pocket, staying in the pocket, reading defenses. And then I started thinking about that last part. Okay, compared to this, right? He needs just a little bit more confidence. And there's no doubt in his mind, and he's been around those other quarterbacks. We, here on this show, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, I'll even say Wilde and Tausch, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Rutledge and Hamilton, Homer Hour, and everywhere in between, we look and have a conversation on Jordan Love based off of the 8 games, and we mentioned the fact that they were 2-5. We mentioned the fact that they were 4-6. We mentioned the turnaround. But like that to me is so telling that you have somebody that's been around other superstars that when you ask him about the extension, it's a no doubt. It's not Phil in Cedarburg, I love you, Phil, calling in, I haven't seen this, I haven't seen that, or this person who wants to see the deep ball. This is from somebody, again, whether you want to believe Brad Nortman, the reporter that we have on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, you don't have to. But at what point has Brad's integrity and character ever been in question? So when he brings any of this stuff, you best listen, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. As you talk about the Lombardi Classic and what you hear about Jordan Love.
Yeah, and Ben, you nailed it. And there's 2 parts of, okay, so what does this all mean? And what's our takeaways from this?
What does it all mean, Basil?
Very good, Ben. That's a great quote right there. So 2 things that comes out to me, because we always talk about sample size, right? This guy played 1 season, and we're going to just give him an extension that's, salary cap changing.
Would you agree that when I brought that up, that is probably the biggest argument and the most frequent argument that you're going to see people make as it pertains to paying him an extension in $50+ million?
I would say that is the biggest question mark, that people want to see more. And what this tells me is these are the guys that have seen that greater sample size because they see it in practice every day. The game is just the tip of the iceberg to the product that the player puts on the field. It's the most important part, but when you see a guy do the same thing every day in practice, improve it every day in practice, that sample size is so much greater than what we see with our own 2 eyes. So these people are seeing this, and they have the greater sample size, and they have even less doubt than we do. That's number 1. Number 2 is, though, there's this question of, well, he only played good for like 10 games. What about the other 8 games ahead of time? That's a very real argument against Jordan Love. But what that tells me is those first several games was a quarterback getting his footing, getting his confidence. That I can put more weight in the quarterback in the second half of the season than I did the first. That is who he is because he started to feel that confidence. The game slowed down. I can trust that is closer to Jordan Love than in the first part of the season that Jordan Love showed because the confidence was gained, and even more confidence is going to allow him to continue to transcend.
To expand a little bit further on that, like, I love all the context you're providing because of the conversation. And then you think about, all right, let's think about this in real terms, right? You mentioned the first part of the season when they're 2-5 and he's finding his way. That'd be hard for anybody, but doesn't it say more that he played his best in the moments that mattered most? They legitimately had to win their last 3 games. Carolina, Minnesota, and Chicago to go to the NFL playoffs. They did that, and he delivered huge. I mean, the Minnesota game, I think it was Wicks. I mean, he's had so many moments that I start to get him confused, which is a good thing.
100%.
That Minnesota game, he was on fire. The Chicago game, he did everything he needed to do except threw it behind whatever his name is, and they didn't get a field goal off. I'm still mad about that in the first half. But my point is, then you go to Dallas. Are you going to put more weight on Jordan Love struggling week 2 and week 3 at Atlanta and at home against New Orleans? Now, he did a good fourth quarter against New Orleans, but that was the sentiment. That was what we were seeing. So when you argue this conversation about Jordan Love, why would you put the first 8 games? Yeah, it's part of the journey, but I'd rather him shine as a 7 seed at Jerry World than struggle and put more weight in his struggles against Atlanta and New Orleans week 2, week 3.
I really feel like if you're grasping at the early games as the sample size that concerns you, you're just looking to protect yourself, or you're just not a Jordan Love fan, both of which I guess I can understand. But even if we were evaluating your job, if we were evaluating KBN, I would much rather our bosses evaluate the most recent month than the first month of September when we were all together. You generally get more confidence, you grow together, and what you put on film most recent, and particularly in the biggest stages, that is what you should weigh more when you're trying to project who is this going to be, how much should I pay you?
But also part of it is, if you want to use this analogy, when we first started Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, if they looked at the first week of shows that we did and then looked at what we do now, if they were exactly the same, that would be bad.
Yes, it would.
If the Packers were looking at Jordan Love when they were 2-5 and then they looked at what he was doing the last 10 and it was like 2-5, that would be bad, but that has not been the case. He has done everything that the Packers fans and organization has asked for, and I think all is well in Packerland, per Brad Nortman, our reporter at the Lombardi Classic. Did we miss anything else?
Nope, that was it. The biggest takeaways was just undying confidence in the building, incredibly impressed, and especially when you compare him to the other top-tier quarterbacks that some of these players have played with. And I'll be like, oh, you played there? So how does he compare to XYZ? And they're like, man, he's right there. He is right there. So the future is bright in Green Bay.
Dave from Aaron chimes in, 800-990-3776. Bradley, did any of the Packers alum let you try on a Super Bowl ring to see what it feels like?
You're going to have to wait to the Cheers to pour one out. I'm going to pour one out specifically to something like that.
Oh, wow.
Painful moments.
That's after Jason Wilde. But before Jason Wilde, I got to tell you about Road America. Just an amazing event at Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series had a wonderful event. If you heard a little bit of some of the promotion that we've had across ESPN Wisconsin, I had a chance to talk with Will Power and how much he loved coming to Road America. Well, that love reigned true in Victory Lane. Will Power ended up winning the NTT IndyCar Series over the weekend. I saw the flyover was amazing. The racing was amazing. And as I always say, you go for the experience and then you stay for the race. And it doesn't stop now just because, IndyCar's over. There's events all summer long, so get Road America with the kids 16 and under free with a paying adult at the gate on your calendar. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA Sprints in June 21st through the 23rd. You come for that experience and you stay for the race. RoadAmerica.com for the tickets. Again, RoadAmerica.com. Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying
Come on, guys! His name is Coach Bud!
If he replicates
Coach
with Coach Bud.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do have some delays out there with a couple of accidents. First of all, on 43 on the southbound side, just past Silver Spring, the left lane is blocked with a crash. And then in Kenosha County, just past Highway 142 on the southbound side of 94, the right lane is blocked with a crash as well. Other than that, westbound 94, you're going to find your usual backups heading out of the 25th Street area all the way through the stadium interchange. Traffic is brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to twomeninajuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear and chilly with a low of 50. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, chance of showers later on, a high of 72. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Bulaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Kenny Chesney returns to Milwaukee on Saturday, June 22nd with the Sun Goes Down Tour at American Family Field. The country music superstar will be joined by the Zac Brown Band, Megan Maroney, and Uncle Kracker. The parking lot opens at 2 p.m. with the show starting at 5 p.m. Listen to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN for your chance to win tickets to the show. Kenny puts on a heck of a show, and we want to send you to see it in person. Tune in this week for your chance to win 2 tickets during Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at @DrinkCarbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000 square foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomeninajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my...
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. No Kyle, just Ben Brust and Brad Nortman. Is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. Listen to him 9 to noon across these very stations. Read him at the State Journal, 3-time Sports Writer of the Year. Welcome into BNS.
BNS. I was going to say the Killer Bees.
Ooh, I'll take that. We'll leave Strove. Oh, I guess Killer Bees, you're just the apostrophe S, I guess, Strove.
Strove, you're the apostrophe. What a good rule.
Jason, welcome into the show. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you guys?
We're doing well. Brad continues to be a growing celebrity right before our eyes, from the NFL media combine out in L.A. to now rubbing shoulders, sitting at a table with Lynn Dickey, Ryan Longwell at the Lombardi Classic. He's a full-on reporter. He's got anonymous sources about what he's hearing about Jordan Love. Any tips to Brad as he continues his journey on this reporting game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, protect your sources. Don't give them up.
I'm protecting him, Jason.
He won't. He literally, in the break, I'm trying to pry it out of him. He's like, no, I can't do it.
Atta baby. Well done, well done, well done. I mean, if there are, obviously you'd rather have people on the record. Put your name on it, as Herm Edwards once said. But if they require anonymity, you have to honor that, and sometimes you get some really good info as a result of that. So what is this information that you gleaned from the Lombardi event? So was the golf this weekend too?
Yeah, it was a gala on Friday night. Of course, you know me,
cool.
Brad Nortman and gala, that goes together like peanut butter and jelly. And then the next day was the golfing event. So I was at both, and as I was rubbing shoulders with league sources very close to the program and to the organization, Jason, couple takeaways. I'll just hit you with the Jordan Love one, because the other one was kind of more kickoff oriented. Yeah, exactly. I was riveted by it. I'm not sure Strofe and Ben were. But basically, I talked to a guy that has also been on a couple different teams with some top-tier quarterbacks, and just trying to be like, hey, what's Jordan Love really like as a quarterback? And, do you think he's the man and all that kind of stuff? And it was a no-doubter answer. Said he's a stud. When I asked him, I was like, do you have any doubt that he's going to get the extension and he's going to be the guy? He said, no doubt. And he said that the throws he can make, the arm strength, the accuracy, the intelligence of reading a defense, all that's there. All of it's top tier with any other, and these were top tier quarterbacks that he had been around. And he said the only thing that just is maybe lacking right now that continues to grow is confidence. And that's one of the biggest things that changed and flipped on throughout the season was him and Matt LaFleur getting on the same page, but then the growing confidence that just allowed Jordan Love to continue to flourish, and will only allow him to continue to flourish as that grows. So I walked away pretty encouraged, being like, dang it, it's pretty optimistic there in Green Bay. So that sounds like.
Do you hear the same things?
Too, right?
Yeah. I just, right, from Jason's perspective, is he hearing the same thing that Brad is hearing from others?
Yeah, I don't think he has ever lacked confidence. I do think the other part of that, of him and LaFleur getting on the same page. One of my favorite stories from last season was, LaFleur getting up there after, I think they beat the Rams, but it was kind of underwhelming.
The Brett Rippon
Rams
game?
were playing, yes, they were playing a guy who was out of the league shortly thereafter. I think he ended up getting back in the league briefly, but and their defense was putrid. And I remember Matt LaFleur saying that, Jordan's got to let it rip. He's too indecisive. He's got to let it rip. And the next week they lost in Pittsburgh, but he did. He let it rip. He played a different style of game. And then I talked to Matt as he was coming through the locker room one day after that Pittsburgh game and said, that's great that you told your quarterback that he's got to let it rip, but what about the play caller? He's got to let it rip too, right?
Oh, wow.
And he was like, yeah, you're right. I do. And he did. And ever since then, and I want to be clear, that's not me taking credit for that. That's me asking him a pretty pointed question and him being honest and acknowledging his own shortcomings, which I respect the hell out of him for. And so if you're going to tell your quarterback he's got to let it rip, then you got to give him the chances to. And I think Matt LaFleur did a heck of a better job doing that during the second half of last season. They were in a really good play caller quarterback rhythm, just like a punter and his long snapper and his holder. And I just thought that was the biggest difference. But the only thing I wonder, you mentioned about the accuracy. because I always thought he had plenty of arm strength. He didn't show it the first 2 years of practice, mainly because, again, that indecisiveness. LaFleur's got a LaFleurism that he uses all the time that I use with the girls in their sports. Indecisive equals ineffective. And he's 100% right when he says that. And so I think the more decisive Jordan became, the more effective he became. My question is on his accuracy, if it is, and again, I hate doing this because then people think I'm hating on the guy, and I'm really not. The one thing that I want to see him do even more consistently and frequently is make tight window throws where he has to be supremely accurate. Now, there's that throw, what was it, in Detroit, where Watson ran the wrong route, and he put it in this window where there were like 2 defenders and 2 receivers.
I know the play you're talking about, how he adjusted back to it and made the play finally for him.
But it was because it was a tiny window, but it was because Watson had run the wrong route. I just think that this offense, as you watch it, and Brad, I'd be curious if you agree with this, it's the whole idea of hiring Matt LaFleur was that Aaron Rodgers wanted a coach that was going to scheme guys open, because the Packers offense under McCarthy was largely predicated on find your one-on-one matchup where the guy has won his matchup and then get the ball to that guy. And a lot of times that was Devontae. But what they really wanted was guys that were running wide open, like they often do in the Shanahan, Sean McVay offenses. And I thought last year, with all those young guys doing exactly what the coach wanted and what the play called for, as opposed to the quarterback changing things at the line of scrimmage and confusing people, looked just like that. There were guys open constantly, like big windows for the NFL. Not quite college windows, but big NFL windows. And
enough for Musgrave to trip and still catch.
Right, multiple times. Great example. So I just, assuming that defensive coordinators, this is the kind of the mantra that I've had this offseason, assuming defensive coordinators have a better understanding of what these guys are doing offensively and have better ideas on how to slow it down, how much more accurate will Jordan be in fitting the ball into tighter windows when guys aren't schemed wide open? And if he's able to continue the progress he's made with his accuracy, because it's light years better than it was that first training camp, then, yeah, I think his star is going to just continue to rise and burn more and more brightly. So, but for me, that's the question. It's not confidence. It's not athleticism. It's not arm strength. My question is, when the windows get smaller, will his accuracy get better?
Talking with Jason Wilde here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. He hosts Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations. And we've been talking about this a lot, Jason, even before we knew Jordan Love on the field, right? The idea was exactly what you said, that post Aaron Rodgers, LaFleur's offense could be a system like the Rams with Goff, right? Now, obviously, Goff has gone on and do different things with Detroit, but that was the way that we would try to look at the offense in an Aaron Rodgers-less world at quarterback. It's a hard to quantify, and I don't know if you have the research, and it's basically a part of a question in terms of his next evolution. But what percentage of throws do you feel like he made that were a byproduct of guys being open, or a byproduct of him making a play and making that tight throw? Because that's probably the hardest part that I'm feeling from fans when it comes to deep ball accuracy or throw out to the left of the flat that he missed. Like, they point to different things. And, like, how much do you think was Jordan's success throwing the football versus Matt LaFleur's success scheming guys open? Long way to get to that question.
Yeah. I don't know if I can differentiate how much percentage-wise. I can tell you this. This is a really well-designed offense, and there were times when Aaron Rodgers kind of took away that design by changing things at the line of scrimmage. Now, if you have a bunch of veteran players, you can do that, and everything will work great. If you have a bunch of young guys who are still struggling to learn the ins and outs of the offense as it's designed, I mean, Rodgers used to always talk about how there's 2 versions of the offense. There's the on-paper version, and then there's the offense the way I run it, right? And I always thought when I hear him say that, well, I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of hard. Then you got to learn 2 offenses if you're a young guy. And the quarterback doesn't trust you, so until you prove that you know what you're doing. So that's a lot of pressure on these guys. And, we know in the 2022 offseason, he talked about how I prefer production over potential. I mean, he just had a less than stellar attitude about young players. I feel like if you have young players, you figure out, which is what the Packers coaching staff had to do last year in the first half of the season, because they struggled to do so. You figure out eventually what they can handle on their plate, what they can execute effectively. And then once you do, you get them out there and they start humming and they don't have to think too much, or they're not worried about running the wrong route and the quarterback yelling at them and all the other stuff that does come with playing with one of the all-time greats. They can be pretty good. And I thought we saw that. I do think we tend to gloss over, a less than stellar offensive performance against the Giants on the road, against Tommy DeVito, and in the game that they lost at home to Tampa Bay when Baker Mayfield had a perfect passer rating. Like, the offense wasn't great in those games. Jordan Love wasn't bad by any means, but they certainly weren't what they were in some of those other games. That's what makes me say they still have plenty of growing to do, which you would hope that they would have with as young as they are. But I don't know what the breakdown is. I just know Jordan Love played really well. He took advantage of the good things about this offense. He made great decisions until that last pass of the season that got intercepted. And that, again, I'm saying this, but the fact that we were all so surprised that he made that throw and how boneheaded it was tells you everything you need to know about how far the guy came. Like, that's the kind of stuff that young quarterbacks do all the time. And for the last 10 games, we very rarely saw him make that type of a mistake, and that tells you how much he grew over the course of the second half of the season.
Jason, did you hear the Keyshawn Nixon audio talking about Hafley and his relationship and what he's bringing to the team and basically his relationship with Matt LaFleur? Did you hear that audio?
Was that on Kay Adams' show?
Yes.
I have not heard that. No, I saw the tweet, and I liked it to go back and listen to later.
Can we play it for you?
No, you can't. Of course. I'd love to hear it.
Hit it, Strophy.
He go at him. It don't matter what Matt say. We gonna compete for sure.
And like Barry didn't do that or something. I'm just explain that to me. Like he didn't challenge
I just think some
LaFleur?
coaches compliment offensive coaches if they're like the head coach, and I think Half came in and not really caring about that. He cared about how can I get my guys on defense to play as the best defense in the league, and that's just really what he was on.
So, Jason, I know you're hearing that for the first time, but basically what I'm hearing is Coach Hafley has a higher level of comfort pushing back against Matt LaFleur, and it seems like Joe Barry didn't have that. That's at least what Keyshawn Nixon is insinuating there.
On the Up and Adams podcast.
On the Up and Adams podcast. Thank you, Ben. That's why you're a pro. Either what's your initial reaction to that, or is there more reading into that we should be looking into? Does that say more about like Hafley or more about Barry?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating how people can listen to that and take it in different directions. Like if you're predisposed to, however you felt about Joe Barry, you hear it as kind of an indictment of him. And if you're more curious about what Jeff Hafley is and you're looking to kind of follow breadcrumbs about him, that you have, because you don't have a lot to go on, which is where I'm at with him, then you view at it a little differently. I'll say this. All you heard in that locker room, among the coaching staff, people who work in the building, was what a nice guy Joe Barry was. Really genuine, likable, asks you about your family, remembers the name of your wife, all this stuff, which is that's awesome. I strive to be that kind of person. But if you're not great at your job and everybody says you're a nice guy, but you're the same people that are saying what a nice guy you are don't think your system works or don't like playing in your system, then does it matter that you're a nice guy?
Not in this business.
Right. And quite frankly, I think I'm a nice guy, but if I didn't at least say some reasonably intelligent things, I don't know how many people would want to listen to me on as many shows of ours that I appear on, I would think, right? So, nice guy. Doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but what a nice guy. So in Barry's case, like, there was obviously a number of guys who questioned the style that they played, the play calling at times on defense. And so I think that there is, and let's be fair to Joe Barry in this, everyone's going to be excited about newness, right? I mean, I can take you back to interviews I did in 2021 where everybody was talking about Joe Barry like this, about how excited they were about him and how different he is and all the high energy and all this other stuff. If you don't get the job done, it doesn't matter. And so I think Jeff Hafley has part of the battle already won, because what they're going to do in the back end, what they're going to do up front, switching to 4-3 principles, being a one-gap defense. So Kenny Clark, who has never played in a one-gap defense in college or in the NFL, being able to get upfield, those are all things that guys are going to be really excited about. And if his attitude and his approach are also exciting, then that's all the better, right? But again, and this keeps sticking out to me from our assistant coach access, when I asked about the run defense, which I'm sure Strofe and Brian Bulaga will get into on the Homer Hour later today, because Brian Bulaga is the one who said it. He said it best. The concept of that defense stopping the run is stop the run on the way, play the run on the way to the quarterback. And when I asked Jason Rebrovich if there were any drawbacks to that aggressive style, and he said no, there aren't any, I kind of want to say there's drawbacks to everything. There are trade-offs to every defense, every offense, in every sport, right? Whether it's basketball or hockey, whatever. And so I'm eager to see if there are offenses that can pick holes in what this system is, but I can see why guys are extremely excited to play in it, because it is very different than what they've been playing in.
Jason, we appreciate all the time, and I will be out on Thursday, so have a great rest of your week.
Oh, well, where are you going to be?
I'm heading up to Door County. Very excited.
Oh, stop by, say hi on your way past.
I will do so if the I was going to say if the baby sleeping allows.
Oh, I love babies. It would be great to meet the baby.
Yeah.
You got to see the baby.
Got to see. She's wonderful. And
all right, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. You're already behind.
No. It was worth the time, Jason.
I have a much higher opinion of your girlfriend than I have of you anyway.
Fiance.
Sorry. Fiance. I was correcting myself.
Get out while you're ahead,
right,
Jason.
Yes, goodbye.
Take care. Be good. That's Jason Wilde. Hear him from Wilde and Tausch across these various stations, 9 to noon. Got a lot from Jason there, and I do want to react on the other side. Plus, we got to cheers to and pour one out with you, KBN Nation. If you got to cheers to, if you got to pour one out, 800-990-3776. We get to ours next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kayla Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, a little bit of good news. We had an earlier accident on southbound 43, just south of Silver Spring. That's been cleared. However, the delays have not. We've got a pretty hefty ride from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. Northbound, a little bit heavy around the North Avenue curve up towards Keefe. 94 southbound does have an accident in Kenosha. This one's got the right lane blocked just past Highway 142. So watch out for the localized delays past that. And westbound 94 going to be heavy from 25th Street all the way through to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Tuned forecast. Today, clear and chilly with a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and chance for showers later on, a high of 72. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
WTMJ's Brandon Snide, joined by Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Leslie, The weather here in Wisconsin is finally starting to warm up, and that means bike season is officially here. You got a few events planned for the month of June. What details can you give me about what you guys have cooking up?
June is busy, busy, busy. So we have a ton of rides, trying to get everybody out there enjoying the open road. So June 15th is a ride that's actually starting in Casper, Wyoming, June 12th, but that ride is arriving on June 15th, the Ride for Veterans. It's taking the historic Highway 20 Medal of Honor Highway to raise awareness of veterans issues. If you can't make it to Wyoming, don't worry, because they're stopping at the dealership, picking up some more riders, and heading on down to the Harley-Davidson Museum. So stop in for some music, food, and fun. A great ride for our nation's heroes.
And Leslie, that's not the only ride. Saturday, June 22nd, another extremely busy day for you guys over there at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. What's going on that day?
Yeah, we've got 2 different rides. One is a ride for veterans. The other one is Dogs and Hogs. 2 different locations, one from Iron Ridge and one from Milwaukee. The one from Milwaukee is Sign FX, is doing a ride for veterans. They partnered with Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin and Veterans Community Project. They're coming and heading on out to the dealership. And then the other one is Dogs and Hogs, that partnered with Giuseppe Canine Services. They're starting out in Iron Ridge, coming to the dealership, where we will have, of course, live music, food, veterans, vendors, and just a day of fun for everyone.
That's Leslie Smith from Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Of course, you can learn more about everything going on at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at wishd.com. You can also like and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Donald Driver and Cousin Subs are teeing up to offer you a chance to win a golf experience of a lifetime. From June 10th to July 21st, you can enter to win a foursome in the 4th Annual Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame Golf Outing at the Brute Golf Course in Lake Geneva on July 29th. The grand prize winner will also get a VIP meet and greet with Double D himself, breakfast and lunch, and 4 $100 Cousins gift cards. Enter today at cousinsubs.com/drive-to-win.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
My bad. Little late coming back, quoting Borat in the break with Brad Nortman. One of my favorite pastimes. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. We do it every Monday. It's time to give our due. Cheers to and pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and pour one out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, we cheers to something we see over the weekend. We pour one out to another thing. Brad, we'll add Strofe to this mix, too, with no Kyle Wallace. Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Strofe on the show, and KBN Nation. What are you cheersing to?
All right, probably to no one's surprise, I am cheersing to the Lombardi Golf Classic, who is raising money.
Cool. Okay.
That was celebrity in.
Okay,
cool.
never retract the cools.
Cool.
They're
Yeah.
raising money for cancer.
Raising money for the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. It was just so cool to play such a small role in this, and we had a great presence as a company there. Gabe Neitzel was playing in it as well. Greg Matzik was the MC of it on the 620, and so it was great to have not only Good Karma Brands there, but just raising money for cancer. Obviously, Ben, you're close to guarding against cancer with Guard. Just amazing to be a part of. I didn't realize this. This was the 52nd straight year of doing this. That Lombardi himself actually started this. I didn't have respect for how long and how revered this is, so I was just honored to be a part of it. Cheers to the Lombardi Golf Classic.
That would be called leaving a legacy.
Yes, sir.
I would like to cheers to and shout out to Chef Ed for bringing this to my attention. The Brewers just keep racking up series wins. They just keep racking up wins, baby. Win, baby, win. I don't care that it was the Detroit Tigers, and I don't care about Scooball throwing an absolute gem yesterday against Bryce Wilson. They are continuously racking up wins. The Milwaukee Brewers, after losing Brandon Woodruff to injury, Corbin Burns to the Orioles in a trade, David Stearns on his way out to Matt Arnold, Craig Counsell out to the Cubs, have not missed a beat. They have the second largest lead in any division in all of baseball, and I am proud to wear that as a Milwaukee Brewers fan. Go freaking Brewers.
I'm cheersing to proper reactions as James Harden at a wedding over the weekend went entirely viral after his longtime
How did I
girlfriend-
miss this?
His longtime girlfriend caught the bouquet.
Oh, no.
And his eyes just looked like they were about to pop out of his head. She tried to embrace him. He walked away.
Oh,
What?
no way.
You got to fake it in the moment.
It
If
was
that
so funny. But Benny, Brad, they've been together 7 years, and they're not engaged yet.
I know people
and
like
then
that.
she caught a bouquet, so obviously the pressure's on, and now his reaction
no,
is
it's
going
done.
viral.
Oh.
So
It's
he's gonna
done.
wear that. It's over.
It's over.
It's a wrap, bro. But
over.
at least he got the proper reaction to show for it. I'm cheersing to proper reactions.
Proper reactions. That was a weird way to sing to. I'm cheersing to the end of James Harden's relationship. That's basically what you did.
Or it's the start of the next chapter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's, you know what? That's a
Very
positive
good.
way to look at it.
Yeah, very optimist, Strofe.
Pour one out, Brad.
I'm going to pour one out for me, and here's why. At the Golf Classic this
A
weekend.
lot of Brad today.
Yeah, a lot of focus on me today. I'm okay with
and
it.
the Golf Classic.
Yeah.
At the golf,
Did you
I
play
tell
it?
I was
Yeah,
there?
geez.
I tell you I was
Cool.
there with all these other Wisconsin royalty.
We were going to keep cooling you, by the way, with that drop during the Cheers to, but you kept bringing it back to the great things in cancer. Then you brought me and the Guardian Against Cancer involved,
Yeah.
so we couldn't do it.
I felt like I needed to legitimately protect myself because I knew the cools were just going to keep on showering me. But this one I need to pour out for myself because at the breakfast the morning of the golf tournament, they had one of the Packers Super Bowl trophies. The Lombardi trophy was there. It was in a glass case and everything. And all I could think about, all I could hear in my brain was Borat saying, "You'll never get these. You'll never get
You'll
this.
never get
And
this.
I
You'll
just,
never
like,
get this.
I never felt so much like second place Brad because honestly, I had never been close enough to, that's like the closest I've ever been to like an actual Lombardi trophy. And I'm like, I'm so close yet so far.
This feels a little bit too deep for the show right now. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, it just brought back all the feelings of defeat.
That's why I'm
Super Bowl
asking.
loss. I mean, I'm trying to
Talk
use
through it
as well as I best healthily can, but still, the wounds are still there, boys.
Say something nice about Brad. 800-990-3776. He had a tough weekend looking at a Lombardi trophy, as he is known as second place Brad. Second place in high school state. Second place in, or I guess runner-up in 2 Rose Bowls. AFC Championship runner-up and Super Bowl 50 runner-up. That's our guy, Brad Nortman.
That's me. So I thought I needed to pour one out. It's one of the reasons why I, went out there and just needed to kill it on the golf course.
El Strophe?
I don't like that. I'm pouring one out to commercial break productivity. This past commercial break, Brad asked Ben Brust, of all people, and any longtime listener of ESPN Wisconsin knows this will trigger him. Have you ever seen Borat? And Brad just quoted Borat. Opening the segment, Ben said it's one of his favorite pastimes.
It
to quote
is.
Borat. We're done every commercial break for the rest of the show today. Thanks, Brad.
Every break is going to be going through the repertoire.
My pour one out goes to commercial break productivity.
Hey, I'm fine with that, as long as we bring it on the air.
Very nice.
Yes, yes. I like you. I like you. I mean, I don't like you a lot, but I do like you. I would like to pour one out to the Olympic team, the women's roster. I've never seen so many people continuously get in their own way. There was a report that there were players that were worried about Caitlin Clark's fan base being upset with the playing time that she would get if she was on the roster. Marketing 101. The more eyeballs that are on you as professional athletes that are trying to grow a league and grow brands, the more opportunity that you get. And let's just say this. I love the Olympics. I will watch anything USA. What will be me now just doing what I normally do is watching them play in the Olympic gold medal game would have been for me and everyone else that have drawn more eyeballs to Caitlin Clark. The effect is real. Her effect is real. It's undeniable. The attendance is there. The viewership is there. When she is on the court or around a game, there are eyeballs. Whether she played or didn't, it would have been good for women's basketball. Leaving her off the roster, and then I hear an ESPN reporter talk about, well, they already had these training camps. They all played together. I don't give a damn. You are hurting. You keep getting in your own way of growing your sport, and it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's mind-boggling. Stop getting in your own way. This was a chance where all you had to do was include her on the roster. She wouldn't have played, and I still would have watched.
But Benny, I think opposite of that point is we're talking more about the women's Olympic team than ever.
That's the wrong way to look at it. Because when it comes to actually watching the games, they're not going to have as many people because of this.
I hope they do, just because people like Asia Wilson will actually get the respect she deserves.
That's great, but it's not going to happen unless more people start tuning in to see her greatness. And until people embrace what she can bring, that is going to take a longer time for people to embrace.
I just struggle with the idea of making a special exception.
It's not even a special exception. They said that they were Kobe Bryant. I'm not saying she's Kobe Bryant. Showed up when he didn't even want to be a part of the Redeem team. They always make special exceptions. There's special exceptions in every part of our world. And here, they were scared about her fans attacking her instead of embracing what could have been.
Well, that's what seems weird to me, is that the reasoning they gave is not that she's not good enough or not that she couldn't make certain things. They said that they were afraid of the blowback of her sitting on the bench. So we're just going to not have her on the team at all. That seems like an even more extreme measure to take. To prevent her from the fans having blowback. You get all the blowback and then some by her not being on the team. It's too bad.
One person that recognizes greatness, knows how to market, knows how to reach people, knows how to provide a quality product. She is the Caitlin Clark that did not get left out. She is the Caitlin Clark you see and want to work with. It is Gina Della from Pella and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When you see Gina, there's an utmost confidence that fills me up with joy that when you call or go to their website or go to the showroom, that when you get that consultation scheduled, you're going to find something you like. And then the team's going to work with you to make something work with your budget, with the high quality wood windows, vinyl, whatever it is. I'm telling you, Gina Della from Pella and her team will make it happen. And here's how they make it happen. It's providing you, KBN Nation, an opportunity with the offers she provides, which I still don't know how she does, but it works because they've been in business for 100 years, so it definitely works.
Yeah, when you call Pella and tell them that we sent you, that KBN sent you, they're going to tell you, okay, well, we can give you 0% interest for up to 48 months. That's 4 years of 0% interest. You're right, Ben. I do not know how they're able to offer that, but the benefit goes to you because you can get those premium Pella windows and doors right now and only be able to pay 0% interest for 48 months. They can make any project affordable to you. They are flexible, and you're probably noticing those windows need to be changed now. So now's the time to take advantage because this ends on June 30th of this year. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Which game do you play undeniably better with a little bit of liquid courage? Sports games, bar games? We got a poll up there. We'll get to the responses with you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Alex Strofe is Mr. Irrelevant.
And they got a title, but I worry about what the future of this team is.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I do not touch TikTok at work.
I don't believe you at all.
Look at my screen time if you want to. You can look at my screen time if you want to. I'd happily send it to you.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. So get the fun started by stopping into Discount Liquor. When you buy any one 12-pack of Terrapin Craft Beer or any one 12-pack of new Happy Thursday Spike Refresher, you will receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprints at Road America on June 21st through the 23rd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 6-pack, 0.5-liter or mini can selected varieties Coke products, 4 for $17. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla pasta, 2 for $3. 5.5 to 8-ounce selected varieties Crystal Farms shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99. Half-gallon Prairie Farms chocolate milk, $2.49.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here to tell you about the grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Catch 94.5 ESPN on site at Lady Jane's for Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, broadcasting live Tuesday, June 11th. Stop by for a free haircut all day and register to win VIP baseball tickets and $500. That's right, free haircuts all day and a chance at VIP baseball tickets. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Walk in anytime. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin with the EDM Monday. Alex Stroh running the show. No Kyle Wallace. It's just Ben Brust and Brad Nortman. But our guy Brad Nortman just poured one out to the fact that he was in front of the Lombardi Trophy. And I asked you to say something nice about Brad because he was in a fragile state looking at what could have been as a Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Adam, be rad from the mill. Keep your head up, big dog. First is the worst, second is the best.
Nice.
Dave from Aaron. Bradley, you're an amazing participant.
Oh.
JD and Fondy, KBN Nation Broadcast Trophy is something that none of those folks would get.
Hey.
And Ryan and McGuanago.
My guy.
You are literally in a glass case of emotion. Anchorman pull. Well
Very
done,
good.
Ryan.
Thank you, KBN Nation.
I'm heartbroken. I still am. I can't get over it. Jrue Holiday is haunting my dreams. I love him so much, and I hate seeing him succeed, but I actually don't. We'll hit on that in 2 minutes. Rutledge and Hamilton up next in Madison. Don't go anywhere on 94.5 ESPN and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I guess it doesn't matter. Guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're gonna go to the record store. You're gonna give them all your...
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. Northbound is going to be a bit backed up from about Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe as well. Southbound 4394 going to be slow right through the Marquette interchange and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And then another issue on 94 southbound at Ryan Road, center lane's blocked with a broken down semi. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Clear and chilly with a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. A chance of showers later on with the high of 72. Weather is brought to you by the Meal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit mealgroup.net to learn more. That's mealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Grab your bike August 3rd and 4th and hit the road for Bike MS Best Damn Bike Tour, presented by the Wilkie Family Foundation. Be part of a one-of-a-kind experience with extraordinary routes around the Baraboo area that comes with a sense of pride that you're making a difference for the more than 20,000 people here in Wisconsin who live with multiple sclerosis. Enjoy the beautiful Wisconsin summer and don't just ride, Bike MS. Register today at bikems.org. That's bikems.org.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the Faux One Faux Hour at Faux on KBN.
You didn't grab your belt buckle.
That's true.
You didn't grab your pants.
Kyle adjusts himself
he always
to really dig in.
Yeah, got to get ready for it.
I'm telling you, I'm doing the Faux One Faux. I'm sitting in his chair.
You're high on life, Brad.
He's off to the White House next.
Yeah, that's a flex.
Kyle Wallace.
They only do that for Super Bowl champions, not runner-ups.
Oh,
that was rude. Kyle Wallace gallivanting around the White House grounds right now. So you're with Ben Brust and Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation 800-990-3776. And on YouTube, Kyle Wallace has entered the chat. Glad to hear he's thinking about us. And of course, he didn't reply to anything we talked about. Mike from Portage took a shot and said there's less whining with Kyle out. And Kyle Wallace simply chimed in and said, shots fired, Mike. Thank you, Kyle, for contributing to the show and just worrying about haters.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, I had a granola bar before this segment, and that plus the Faux One Faux got me all jacked up. I'm asking Kyle in our group chat, how'd I do on the Faux One Faux on? I can't even focus right now.
You're so predictable.
Yesterday was Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Jason Kidd, former Milwaukee Bucks head coach, and Jrue Holiday, the former Milwaukee Bucks world champion. Now, what I've noticed is there is a lot of conversation around the Damian Lillard-Jrue Holiday trade, and there are a lot of Bucks fans that are upset with the conversation. And I want to hear first from Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, who apparently I can't... 800-990-3776. Say that again? That was me in the presence of Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike as he joined us last week. Evan, early this morning on his show on ESPN Radio, 5 to 7 right here on 94.5 ESPN, had this to say.
For me as a Heat fan, Miami not getting Dame Lillard won the Celtics a championship. Mm-hmm. No, I'm serious. Like, if Miami gets Dame Lillard... Jrue Holiday's still on the Bucks, and Boston is not winning this title because they're not going to be here like this. Jrue Holiday was so great last night. He stands at 6'4". We know he's wide and strong, but he played like the dunker spot at times last night near the basket. He was slashing and cutting and like rim running. You would have thought he was a 6'11" power forward center type playing near the basket. He was so good last night. This Celtics team, they're not losing. I mean, let's be honest. This is over.
I agree with Evan that this is over. The Celtics will win the NBA Finals. Now, when it comes to Jrue Holiday, I think I was the first to vocalize my emotions. It might have been one of the drops where I said I was near tears. Strofe, I think it's one of them. I was near tears because I continued to see Jrue Holiday making game-winning plays, and this was before the World Championship. Now, points aside, right? I know we had a good offensive game. I saw a lot of Bucks fans talking about how Jrue Holiday, and they put out his numbers in the playoffs over the last 3 years, not including the 2021, or maybe including it. That near tears is coping. That is not realizing that what you don't have is something that still could have been valuable on what you're trying to build. There is a scenario in which you can be happy that they have Dame, but also realize that you might have done the wrong thing and got rid of a guy that if the Boston Celtics value Jrue Holiday to a level they sign him at 4 years, $100+ million, that should say something. It also should say something that I've said it many times. He will be a starter for the U.S. Olympic team. And that is for a reason, because he is so valuable to a team. And if he was in a position for the Milwaukee Bucks to not be successful offensively in the playoffs, that is not a reflection of Jrue Holiday. That is a reflection of John Horst and team building. So, to me, you can talk about who won the trade. Can you already say that the Celtics won the trade? I don't think so. Because if Damian Lillard helps the Bucks win a championship, it can still be a trade that is won. But I can still sit here and say it is stupid that you basically traded him for Portland, who got him all the way to the Boston Celtics. You got rid of an asset that is widely renowned nationally, and people are talking about it in a way that if you can't realize that the Bucks screwed up not having Jrue Holiday, then you're not seeing the whole thing. Because I'm not going to be able to sit here and talk about 2 first-round exits with one Jrue being a part of. That is not all on Jrue. It is the idea that Jrue is valuable, and you didn't build a roster to make him be in a spot to succeed. That is my take, and I will stay with that forever because I still think it is egregious. He is not a Milwaukee Buck, and I've tried to move on and be like, it's Dame, and help Giannis stay. Garbage right now. You're sitting in a spot where you've gotten knocked out of the first round 2 straight times, and to act as if Jrue Holiday wouldn't be a competitor that would have helped this team is jargon and nonsense. And jargon's not the right word, so I'm just going to say nonsense.
You know, we are seeing now that when people pull out Jrue Holiday's stats from the last couple of playoff series when he was a Milwaukee Buck, we know now that the issues with the Milwaukee Bucks are much deeply rooted than Jrue Holiday. It's not like pulling Jrue Holiday out and inserting Damian Lillard fixed anything. If anything, it got more chaotic. So when you try to cherry pick certain series for Jrue Holiday and say, oh, well, where was he? The Bucks issues go way deeper than Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday was one of the stabilizing forces. You heard it from Evan Cohen on Sportsman. Like, he's a guy that will drama-free just do anything. What do you need? Defensive end, offensive end, I will play that role no matter what it is for the team, because he is a guy that puts team first, not himself first, and he's willing to do whatever is asked of him. And so he's so respected around the league. I am already willing to say there's no doubt that if and when the Celtics win the finals, they won the trade. There's a chance that the Bucks can also win, creating a win-win scenario. But the Bucks have to go and win another one. They have to win another one. Unless they do, it is a no doubt that the Celtics won, the Bucks lost, and as of now, they did lose. And you're looking at it, even though it felt like they were making the right decision at the time, and I cheered the Damian Lillard trade, you can evaluate as it unfolds, and you can... that seemed like an interesting douche.
It was an accident.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All good. Even though it felt right in the moment, you can always be able to reevaluate as things unfold, and you'd be foolish not to. And as things unvaluate, Celtics are better off, Bucks are worse off.
800-990-3776. I still stand by loving Jrue, wishing Jrue the best, and wishing that the Bucks valued him in a way where they put him in a spot to be successful in how they built the roster. Brian and Lake Mills, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Yeah, Benny, kind of 100% spot on with you on this. Now, granted, we did have the general management to get the players in to win the championship. However, it was basically known right after that it was kind of the current roster is not going to do well because it's aging, and they just missed on all the veteran pickups. So while he's Boston's kind of fifth or sixth option for scoring, and he can be that guy on a night like he was last night, for Milwaukee, he was going to have to be the number two, at worst, number three option, and that's not him. He's an amazing person. Goes to show why when USA Basketball was putting rosters together and games weren't being won, and he came over and started playing, and they started winning. I mean, he's that person, but he is a wonderful, complimentary, need-to-step-up guy when he needs to be. But just that's not how the Bucks are constructed, and that's why the Bucks are losing even with Dame right now.
I appreciate it, Brian. You hit it. Greg Popovich was the coach in the Olympics in 2021 post-COVID. Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton hopped on a plane. Forgetting where they went. Was it in Beijing? I forget where it was. It was somewhere far. Mm-hmm. But my point is, did you see Chris Middleton out there 20 plus 30 minutes a game? No, you saw Jrue Holiday. And Greg Popovich said the reason why this team started playing better is the moment that Jrue arrived, he brought something different to the team to get them thinking. I'm watching him make a play yesterday. We're in the backcourt. It takes 8 seconds in the NBA to get it from backcourt to front court to violation. Jrue pestered Luka Doncic to the point where he was like, holy crap, I have to just throw a ball across half court to try and beat the 8 seconds. Steal by Derek White, throws it up to Al Horford. I'm going inside NBA right now. Jrue Holiday hits the three. I didn't care about the three. What I cared about was what Jrue did to help create a turnover to help his team. And that is something that you can't teach. You can only make championship plays like that if you do it on a consistent basis, and that is who he is. I would have been fine with him being a third option. Just don't give me an old decrepit second one. 800-990-3776. AJ in Baltimore, welcome into the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Fantastic.
Good. Hey, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on Milwaukee. I think after the 2021 championship season when we were world champions, I think what we really did was we kind of messed up our team chemistry by keeping Chris Middleton, trading PJ Tucker, and not keeping that core alive with dogs. You know, I mean, Jrue Holiday is a dog. If you would have kept Tucker, Holiday, and Giannis together, and then figured out a way to bring in another scorer, I mean, those guys are a dime a dozen. I feel like we lost an opportunity of creating an identity for the Milwaukee Bucks by letting Tucker walk out, and now Jrue Holiday playing for Boston is doing what he should have been doing for Milwaukee.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. I think the one thing that I love there was identity. What has the Bucks' identity been since the World Championship? 2022, they gave it a good run. They ran it back in 23, and then in 24, back-to-back years where they got knocked out in the first round, injuries or not. Part of the conversation.
It was a term you used, Ben, so well. It doesn't seem like the Bucks are engaging in thoughtful roster construction. It seems like they can just take pieces and try to bolt it on to Giannis, and they think that, okay, now go out there and win. They're not thinking about how these different parts can complement one another. And now we know that it has to do with the scheme and the system and how all the parts fit together, because people that are pointing to Jrue Holiday struggling with the Bucks are actually proving our point, because he clearly has game. He clearly is good. He's in the NBA Finals, and he's a finalist to be an NBA or the MVP. So the fact that he wasn't performing as well as a Buck and is now doing great, they've extended him, proves our point that the Bucks haven't put this thoughtful roster together, identifying the critical pieces and making sure they're surrounded with the right pieces to continue to make championship runs.
I'm looking at John Horst. I'm looking at the draft. I'm looking at the up-and-coming players that right now would be important to be developing, as Giannis is not getting any younger. The roster continues to get older and older, and I just wonder how much of this has to do with Giannis and loyalty to the people that are around him. I really do. But at the same time, I guess Jrue wasn't around long enough for him to say put a caboose on it. It depends on who's making decisions, right? Look, I understand. Look, people are chiming in, and this is what I'm getting. I get it, right? People are continuing to point at what Jrue was doing with the Bucks. I get that he did not play as well as he could have after 2021. And even if you want to point to 2021, fine. But I will sit here all day long and I will talk about the NBA Finals. And the biggest reason outside of Giannis is Jrue Holiday. What he did on the defensive end to Chris Paul and Devin Booker. In a series they were down 2-0, he changed it with his identity and his motivation to play and do a job and do it well and do it right. And I miss that, and the Bucks don't have an identity, and they're searching for it and getting older, and I'm sick to my stomach watching Jrue Holiday, who I love, do it for a team that is rivaled the Milwaukee Bucks in some sense over the last 5 years. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Despite his shooting percentages, his true shooting percentages, he would have been valuable to make sure he was on the roster if the Bucks constructed it correctly to continue to win championships. We'll continue to hear from you, 800-990-3776. It was an investment that the Bucks made in Damian Lillard. I think they could have got a better return on investment for someone like Jrue Holiday, but that's my opinion. What's yours? I know a good investment that Brad can give you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a place to park your money and looking also for a place that makes lives better, very rare combination, but that rare combination is found in my friends at Bank 5-9. Look, you work hard, you make your money, you want to be able to make sure that where you put it, it's trustworthy. It feels good to have a local presence, right? To know that the people of the southeastern Wisconsin are the people that are watching over and safeguarding your money. That's Bank 5-9 written all over it. Bank 5-9, their mission too is making lives better. That doesn't just involve their customers, which they are focused fully on making the lives better of their customers, but also volunteerism, serving, focusing on the community, being improved by their presence. That is Bank 5-9. They've been doing it for a long time. The 5-9 stands for 1859 when they started. So they've been doing it for over 100 years, well over 100 years, and they continue to prove why they are a top employer in the area and a top bank. So if you're looking for a place to be able to do, whether it be CDs or money market accounts or a new checking account, Bank 5-9 is the place you have to go. Bank 5-9, member FDIC.
More from KBN Nation. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I
either crush him or suck at him. He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Well, that's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you were very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43, we've got backups from Silver Spring all the way down past Keefe. Northbound is going to be a bit backed up from about Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe as well. Southbound 4394 going to be slow right through the Marquette interchange and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And then another issue on 94 southbound at Ryan Road. Center lane's blocked with a broken down semi. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear and chilly with a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. Chance of showers later on with a high of 72. Weather is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lahovka, 94.5 ESPN.
The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You still had a cigarette lighter in there?
No, we should all be dead.
An ashtray.
They have they have the station wagons where the people in the back were facing the other direction.
The Homer Hour with Homer.
The Packers got more money than God, so there's in the NFL there's no shortage. Yes, we need fundamentally in the NFL, anything Detroit does, you just assume you can do it better.
Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
spring into massive April savings with the Midwest #1 automotive leader at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealership. Get incredible spring cleaning sale pricing on America's best-selling brands from both Buick and GMC at nearby Cunis locations in Greenfield and Oak Creek. Your April savings will blossom with incredible spring cleaning savings and discounts on our entire inventory of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Cunis, we make it easy to find the vehicle of your needs, always at a price and payment that you can afford. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your ride. We're paying top Kelly Blue Book values on your trade, no matter what the mileage or condition. The weather's warming and the deals are getting hot at your Cunis Auto Group dealerships, the Midwest #1 automotive leaders. Spring is the season for savings exclusively at your local Milwaukee Metro Region Cunis Auto Group dealerships, or shop online at shopcunis.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here to tell you about the grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Stop by for a free haircut on Tuesday, June 11th, and register for a chance to win VIP baseball tickets, plus $500. Lady Jane's Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. It's wicked awesome.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You heard me. I was playing golf all weekend. Celebrity golfer, no big deal. Cool. I love playing golf. And you know what? If I was dealing with hip, knee, shoulder, or back pain, I wouldn't be able to do the things I love doing all Wisconsin summer. If that sounds like you need to check out my friends at QC Kinetics. That's right, QC Kinetics is helping you no longer suffer with that joint pain that you are experiencing. That's because they have non-surgical joint pain relief with QC's Kinetics regenerative medicine. This is lasting joint pain relief, not surgery, not drugs, no downtime, just your own abilities, your body's own ability to harness your own natural healing properties to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue. You probably want to go out there and run and hike and play golf like me and work out and just enjoy the nice summer weather. You want to do that pain-free, though. QC Kinetics will give you that pain-free experience. Be one of the tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. Stop putting it off. The weather is beautiful. Go live your best life once again. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
He's Brad Nortman. I'm Ben Brust. No Kyle Wallace. Alex Strofe on the show. You, KBN Nation, can get in at 800-990-3776 or on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Find myself continuously getting pulled in 2 directions with Jrue Holiday, right? Happy for him, but sad he's not a Milwaukee Buck. And I continue to die on the sword of, look, Jrue Holiday has value. And if you can't see the value that he's providing, no matter what scoring option you want to say he is, he will start on the USA Olympic team. He helped them win a gold medal in 2021. And I think it is a failure of roster construction and not putting him in a place to be successful with the Milwaukee Bucks because of how he's able to continue to do great things beyond the Milwaukee Bucks. George in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. You're up.
That's very unfortunate.
What about his mom?
George, you with us?
That don't even.
George, 3, 2, 1, and it sounds like he's having a good conversation with somebody near and dear to his heart. 800
Something's unfortunate.
Something's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I didn't want to drop him. I wanted him here.
Maybe he calls back. But you know, you're totally right, Ben. I just think that we have to remember, too, that Basketball is a team game. It's pretty individualistic. It's pretty superstar driven, particularly in the NBA. But it's a team game, and you can't forget about the defensive side of the ball. You can't forget about the backbone of the team. Jrue Holiday was one of those, and he is now, even if he's not the go-to scorer, he does so much more on the basketball court than just scoring and being a team leader, and it's showing in Boston right now.
Speaking of defense, I do want to switch gears because I found this audio very interesting. We played it for Jason Wilde earlier in the show. Wisconsin On Demand, if you missed our interview with Jason, or go to YouTube. If you missed any of our show, just Brad and I, just hanging out. Two guys without a
couple of Badger
emotional Packer backer.
Did you change glasses?
I did change glasses. I went from the blue light glasses to the yellers.
Why?
I just wanted a little mix-up halfway through the show. Is that cool with you guys?
Do you feel better? Do you feel any
I feel
different
great.
vibes?
I feel great.
I actually have an interesting question for you. We had two interns in our pre-show meeting today.
Yeah.
They both go to University of Wisconsin. Neither of them knew who we were. Did you feel either old or passed on at that
All
point?
I know is that I was a god at the American Family Championship this weekend in Madison.
You were.
Shout out to all the
Sickening.
volunteers.
Cool.
They were
Sickening.
amazing. Everyone loved me. I got to get back to Madison more often.
It was like watching Hard Knocks with the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers. That's how much the Wisconsin, and I love Madison, right? But the Madison faithful was slobbering over Ben Brust in ways that I had not seen before in a long time. They love them some Ben Brust.
Are you sure there wasn't like a tinge of jealousy from you, Bradley?
Oh, there was jealousy. There was for sure jealousy. Because I was like, hey, I did something too. Don't forget about me. I ran the ball. Hello, remember the fake punts? But nope, it's all
When you have
Ben
to
Brust.
cite, remember when I did this? That's when you know you're not going to be remembered. Oh, that was mean.
That was mean.
Oh, that was so mean. But I had to.
You had to. Yeah, I don't fault you for it. I don't fault you
Nice
for it.
punt, 98. Woohoo!
Do you respect the 98 number? Or do you think I should have changed it?
No, you should not have been 98. You could have been cooler. Like, you could have been a single.
What would have been a cool punting number?
8.
The problem is those are so sought after in college. I would just get bumped out by like a receiver or something.
Bumped out?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Are any of these guys who would have bumped you out in the NFL?
No.
Yeah. You just got, Brad, you're too nice. This goes back to the conversation we had earlier when we started the show. You gave Kyle that chair in this studio.
You know,
you got to be tougher.
That's true. Because like the default is to like be nice, but I am paying the price for it every day. Because I'm not going to lie. Whenever, you are out or Kyle are out, I get to sit in this side of the studio.
I got a lot of
really
space.
Good. I'm spread out. I got my reads over here, my water there, my laptop there. I feel really good right now.
Let's hear Keyshawn Nixon, the two-time All-Pro returner for the Green Bay Packers. Plays a little nickel as well. Talk about Jeff Hafley and how he's able to challenge old Matt LaFleur.
What do you mean he goes at Matt?
He go at him. It don't matter what Matt say. We gonna compete for sure.
And like Barry didn't do that or something. I'm just explain that to me. Like he didn't challenge
I just think some
LaFleur.
coaches compliment offensive coaches if they're like the head coach, and I think Half came in and not really caring about that. He cared about how can I get my guys on defense to play as the best defense in the league, and that's just really what he was on.
That was.
I'm loving everything about this.
That was Keyshawn Nixon getting Kay Adams to love everything about what he was saying about Jeff Hafley and Matt LaFleur. Are you buying the juice from Keyshawn Nixon that Jeff Hafley's given Matt LaFleur, or is this just fresh blood and anything that Joe Barry did is just wrong and now this is all great?
Well, I do think there is a component of that. I think that comparing anything to what the frustration with Joe Barry that these players experienced is going to feel novel and fun and new and exciting. But I think this is partially purposeful from Jeff Hafley. If you are someone that goes in and turns around a business, right? You identify the biggest problem that they're struggling with, right? Like, let's say there's no like work ethic, right? In the building, you go in there and you attack work ethic and you do everything possible to turn around people's work ethic. What Jeff Hafley is seeing with the Packers, there is no toughness, there is no physicality, there is no aggressiveness. Everything he is gearing, his messaging, even the way he interacts with Matt LaFleur and the game plans, everything is based around physicality, aggressiveness, and not backing down. So that's how I think Jeff Hafley is approaching this. I think it is all of a sudden trickling down to the players, where it's not just game plan, it's not just philosophy, it's even how I interact with the head coach. It's the words I use. Everything is physical, everything is aggressive, everything is not backing down. I think this is purposeful from Jeff Hafley, that he is going to put his imprint on this team and make sure that he knows this is the expectations of this defensive group, because this is the biggest thing that had to change.
You want to chime in, or are you just going to keep talking to Bradley?
I was producing the show, Ben.
You've been very quiet. Is this because you hosted Mr. Irrelevant today on YouTube at 12:30, Madison, Milwaukee, and you're hosting the Homer Hour from 5 to 6? Are you saving all your takes?
No, I'm letting you guys cook.
We're cooking today, boys.
Would you like
Cooking, baby.
Would you like to know what I just said to Brad?
If it's a value, yes.
I said, I turned his microphone off, I got in his ear, and I said, clear your throat.
Yeah, I needed it.
What's wrong, dude?
I was getting all excited. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm talking to league sources. I'm breaking down the defense.
He's burnt out.
Yeah.
I got the last 30 minutes by myself. Strove's getting ready for the Homer Hour, and Brad Nortman's losing his voice, and Kyle Wallace is gallivanting at the White House. I can hang with KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Look.
Don't say things you don't truly mean.
I do. If you guys took off, I mean, I need you to at least board op. I got Ben's same game parlay next. I could talk with Bulaga all show long. And if you guys are going to turn your mics off, I'll tell you about the Princeton Club, and I'll get right to the same game parlay and Brian Bulaga. Like I said, I don't need you guys, because I was talking with my people at the Princeton Club, and if you didn't know, at the New Berlin location, Thursday night is adult night, live music at the pool. Live music at the pool. When I talk about the Princeton Club, you hear me say it's a club. It's in the word, Princeton Club. It is. It has something for everybody, from a workout class to weights. They literally just got new spin bikes. I'm walking the other day, boop, new spin bikes. And I tell you that because every time I talk about that, I'm like, hey, when I'm there, I'm thinking, I'm at the best place. And when you're there, you're going to think, I'm at the best place. I don't have to look anywhere else. Free childcare at the membership, cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, open 24/7, something for everyone, an outdoor pool for the summer. I'll be bringing my baby girl and my fiance over there to have a great time in the summer. Adult night at the pool with live music. Are you kidding me? It's a year-round thing at the Princeton Club. Something for you year-round. 800-990-3776. Ben, same fade parlay? Or Ben's same game parlay. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones has had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. Right. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. What you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say ski.
Ski.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Eastbound 94 at Highway 83, we've got an accident on that off-ramp, and that's going to be affecting your ride on eastbound 94 proper, so just be extra careful heading through there. Also, delays along 41 southbound from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Also heavy on 43 southbound from about Capitol Drive down past Keith and through the Marquette. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keith as well. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com and check the TMJ 4-Storm Team forecast tonight. Clear, chilly, a low of 50. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with chance of showers later on, a high of 72. Weather is brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozigan, 94.5 ESPN.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
Get ready to go all in for cash battles at Potawatomi. This June, go head-to-head with your fellow club members for a chance at your share of $200,000 in cash. Play with your club card for entries. Hourly drawings on June 6th and 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Each drawing, 2 winners split $20,000. Cash battles at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee.
It's the biggest cash bash of the summer. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is ready to get you on the road for all your summer events this riding season. June 15th features a ride from Casper, Wyoming, benefiting Wisconsin Hero Outdoors. Then on June 22nd, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson will have 2 rides from Milwaukee and Iron Ridge, benefiting veterans and the Wisconsin Guardian Foundation. All proceeds go to the Next Guardian Service Dog and Veteran Community Project. For more info, visit WISHD.com or find them on Facebook and search their events. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Come escape to Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy stunning lakeside views, on-site golf, award-winning spa, and numerous dining options, including 1878 on the lake. Dive into the pools, explore water sports, or relax by the lakeside fire pits. Experience Lake Lawn Resort's newly renovated guest rooms, part of a multi-million-dollar upgrade for ultimate comfort and luxury. Whether it's a romantic getaway, family vacation, or corporate retreat, Lake Lawn Resort has it all. Book your stay at Lake Lawn Resort today and discover the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, baby! Now this is some breaking news.
It's not great breaking news. It's sad breaking news. Another Milwaukee Brewer pitcher, Robert the Gasman Gasser. Per Jack Stern, beat writer, Pat Murphy just said, quote, probably not going to see Robert Gasser, that's Josh Gasser, my teammate, Robert Gasser, for the rest of the year.
Year? How does this Bucks team keep winning?
Brewers,
sorry. I'm thinking about
you are giving up on the show.
No, not yet. Not yet, I promise. How does this Brewer team keep winning?
I don't know.
With all the guys they got out.
I don't know.
It's insane.
Wade Miley out for the year, basically in a, backup to Ricky Weeks as the associate coach. Then you have Brandon Woodruff. Then you have Robert Gasser. Gosh, it's I know, my best friend is Josh Gasser. The only times I've said... Friend? Yes, he'll be in my wedding. We roomed for 3 years together.
Greg Scalzo or Josh Gasser?
Both.
No. You can only have one best man.
Why the hell do you think I would ever give up this on air? It's that's something I wouldn't. I plan on actually doing something sweet for the people in my wedding, not just announcing it on the air for Strofe.
Both in it. These are obvious choices.
But what I will say is, Brad, Pat Murphy is a G.
Yes, he is.
Pat Murphy's a G. That's what I got to say.
I don't think Craig Counsell will be able to mend this ship.
Boom, roasted.
Brewers this year.
Strofe, roast him. Counsell.
Yeah, he sucks. He's
boom roasted.
He's
got him. That's all I was looking for. Just a good boom roasted. It could have been anything.
Sucks.
He wears those stupid hoodies. Boom roasted. Everyone keep going. Couldn't even beat the Brewers in a series that come on.
Even Whitefish Bay doesn't want him.
Boom roasted.
Ugly batting stance.
Boom roasted.
Ugly batting stance. That's a good point. Good point.
Playoff choker. Boom roasted. We out?
No. Cheese curds over Italian beef.
Huh?
What?
Let's go to my same game parlay.
It's time for Ben's Same Game Parlay. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at paysbig.com.
Maybe it's Ben's same fade parlay. Here's what I had to say on Friday. The Mavericks +7, Jrue Holiday over 1.5 steals, and Al Horford over 1.5 threes. Push on the game, under on Holiday steals, under on Horford threes. So even if you faded me completely and pushed on the spread, you'd have got 2 legs of a parlay correct, and you would have been profitable and won money.
It's a lesson learned. Lesson learned for the fading community.
I just want everyone listening to know that it's been a rough April, May, and first 10 days of June of these same game parlays. But
we're up a lot if we just straight up fade you.
Well, all 3 have to hit. I haven't gone.
Yes,
there's been a couple
you've
that
gone
I've gone
0
over
for 3, much more than you've gone 3 for 3.
I was about to ask that. I think you're right.
Well, gotta have faith. George Michael, didn't we talk about that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did. It was from Wham.
I mean, yes, but that was off the air.
Oh, well, for those who didn't know what we were talking about off the air, we were talking about George Michael one time.
Yeah, it was on Thursday.
So when it comes to Ben's same game parlay, here's the thing. I just need to get with Potawatomi and do the research ahead of time, because when they had my Ben Brust best bet on the kiosk where you can place bets,
you were on a heater.
That hit huge.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So, listen up and listen good. We start with what is a 7-10 game. The Toronto Blue Jays against your Milwaukee Brewers. Colin Ray up against Jose Barrios. We are going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers because you know why? We just continue to ask ourselves, how does this team keep on winning? Because they get knocks with runners in scoring position. The Brewers, -120 on the money line. It's basically a pick 'em for baseball terms. I know I'm laid a little bit of juice here. I don't want to do the run line. I just want to get in the Brewers to win the game. Colin Ray's been serviceable, but that's what we've needed for Brewers pitchers. Serviceable, so that now William Contreras, who took his first day off in 160 games or something?
Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy streak.
He's basically like the Cal Ripken of the Gen Z era of baseball.
Nice.
Thank you. Thought that one you'd like. So we're going to go with the Brewers on the money line. In honor, if he's up here, Strofe, I'm doing it for you. Who is your favorite player?
Salvatore.
I mean, you can give the last name.
Frelick.
There you go. Sal Frelick.
Salvatore, please.
Salvatore. Gosh, you are so annoying, but I love it. Salvatore Frelick. Over 1.5 hits, plus 340.
Oh, boy.
Okay, what are you doing right now? You're picking the Brewers right after saying maybe we should think about fading you. You're now including Salvatore in this parlay.
Yeah.
He's cursing them.
You know, he's trying to sucker me into trailing him.
I am.
Tailing him, rather.
Yep. And then I want over 0.5 doubles from Willie Adames. Plus 2,500.
Oh, my goodness.
$10 will get you $250 on Brewers money line. Salvatore Frelick over 1.5 and over 0.5 doubles by Willie Adames.
Willie in the 2-hole, Sal Frelick in the 6-hole playing center field.
There it is. Plus 2,500. Strophy. That's bags money.
Dude, it's enticing.
We got to do it.
Bags money.
You heading over to Pato?
I got to go pick up my baby girl from daycare.
I'll
pay. The game's at 7:10.
7:10.
I'll pay for your $10 bet if you go do it.
All right.
All right. right, yeah.
Okay.
Plus 2,500. Let's do this.
What are you doing right now?
It's irrational.
Well, here's the thing. I've been very vocal the last 2 weeks. I don't want to tail you.
I know.
But you made the exact parlay that I have to.
I know. And I'm paying for your entry fee. And no kickbacks.
What do you mean? I don't have to pay you back?
No, I'm saying if it hits, you don't have to give me 10% of your winnings because it hit. Usually that'd be like a generous tip. Like, hey, I cover the bet.
I don't know if I want to do it, but if you're paying for it, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm paying for it.
This is you putting him in a position where he can't say no. That is tugging on every heartstring.
But the best part is when Strofe goes, there's 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk, so he doesn't have to take a ton of time there. They make it convenient for us and you and KBN Nation to go place these bets. The sportsbook has a kitchen, a full bar, a VIP deck, and a 2,000 square foot video wall. Strofe's girlfriend might not even know where he is because he's sucked into that TV like a toddler watching TV that doesn't want to get off the couch. Because it's like, I don't want to leave this place. It's so dang good. Potawatomi Sportsbook, check it out. It's amazing. Ben same game parlay plus 2,500. Brewers money line. Frelick over 1.5 hits. And Willie Adames 1 double. Plus 2,500. I'll give you 40. And then we're partying. More next with Brian Bulaga.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, old T.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, move on.
That's what she said.
Come on, Kyle, keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
Well,
he's still fixated on Lola Bunny.
No, I don't think she says that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
And he's got a bunch of little yellow things falling all over his table. He's smart, Tausch. Tausch, okay over there?
So, typically you see, those helicopters that spin off trees. I thought that's what these were, but these look like if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was having cornflakes.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
What are we doing today?
One of the employee owners has an idea.
Who is it?
Casey Goodson.
Well, hi, you must be Casey Goodson.
That's me. Casey has been with Kessler's for 22 years and became an owner 12 years ago.
We're excited to hear your idea, Casey.
I call it the One Collection.
But we've had special collections in the past.
What are you saying?
Casey, I think Rick is saying that this can't be the one collection because we've offered special collections in the past.
I'm not saying it's the first collection. It's a special collection of engagement rings for the woman that you know is the one. The one for you. The one forever. What's in it? Incredibly special rings for incredibly special women.
How much?
Most of them are between $725 and $2,800. I like it.
I like it.
Me too.
When you have found the one, you'll find her ring waiting patiently for you to come and pick it up at Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now, and it's the perfect time to save on Father's Day gifts. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off designers he loves, like Hugo, Lacoste, and more. And 15% off skincare, fragrance, and grooming, too. Plus, shop Father's Day specials for even more great deals. Give love today at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Summerfest 2024, presented by the Mukwonago Lions Club, is this weekend. Enjoy live music daily with youth baseball and softball games, plus a horseshoe tournament on Saturday. Bring your family to Field Park in Mukwonago as summer is here. Enjoy carnival rides, food, drinks, fireworks, and even free parking. Conclude the weekend with Sunday's parade at noon, followed by the Classic Car Show. Make plans this weekend to attend the Mukwonago Lions Club Summerfest 2024 at Field Park, Highways 83 and NN in Mukwonago.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know.
Whether you need help designing your dream kitchen, assembling your new IKEA bedroom furniture, or just need to get it all from the store to your home, IKEA has a full range of planning, delivery, and assembly options. The delivery! IKEA Delivery buys you time and energy to do what you want, like set it up for yourself and, relax, enjoy a little bit. Let them do the heavy lifting, because from an assembly standpoint, if you don't want to assemble, they have partnered with TaskRabbit to make your everyday life at home easier by connecting you with flexible and affordable ways to get your to-dos done, including furniture assembly and mounting. And just know, with their new lower prices, they're helping pass all of their enhancements at IKEA with savings to you, the customer. IKEA, check them out in Oak Creek. It's amazing. Joining us now is the former Iowa Hawkeye, the former Green Bay Packers right tackle, Brian Bulaga. Good day.
How we doing?
It's been a fun show. I've been hanging out with Brad Nortman, no Kyle Wallace today, so you got just us two with Alex Strofe running the show. Strophe will be hosting the Homer Hour from 5 to 6 with you, Brian. I'll be looking forward to that on my way to daycare pickup. But with that, we did a segment called Cheers to and Pour One Out on Mondays. And I poured one out to the U.S. Women's Olympic team because I've never seen so many people get in their own way of what could be their own success, right?
Yep.
Reports cited that players were worried that if she did not play, that it might affect them and what the fan base and this, that, and the other thing. It's just been one thing after another. And, I am someone who will tune in for Caitlin Clark. I am someone who will go to the ESPN app and see when they are playing. And even if she wasn't playing, I love the Olympics. I try to watch everything USA. In the past, they've been so good in women's basketball that maybe I'll end up watching the gold medal game. But even if she was on the roster, I would have tuned in to watch more games. How come people cannot grasp? But the more eyeballs that are on them, even on a global stage as you try and grow the game in every way possible, that it was a good idea to leave her off the roster. It is mind-boggling.
Oh, I couldn't believe it when I read it yesterday. I don't understand what's been kind of going on with the WNBA and a lot of these players that are, I would call it jealousy, would probably be the first thing I would say. Is there's a lot of envy and jealousy of her and kind of the attention she's gotten and obviously the money that she's gotten, that they're just going out of their way now to kind of
sabotage themselves in a way.
Yeah, because if you look at it from a global stage, right, all eyes are on her, whether that's here or internationally. You bring her to the global stage, that's just more eyes on you guys, potentially more sponsorships for that women's team, and it's more money in everyone's pocket. But it's like they're getting in their own way for absolutely no reason besides a little bit of jealousy, and it's unfortunate because when they say it's our fan base, I'm not gonna. Someone's got to tap them on the shoulder and go, "What big fan base are you talking about?" And that's just the reality of it.
That's the raw numbers. That's the raw revenue. That's what it's been.
Yeah, your fan base is Caitlin Clark, right? You're selling out arenas because of Caitlin Clark. So I'm not sure what fan base you're referring to in the past, but the one right now is the one that's, filling these men's NBA arenas to come watch her play. And if she's not there, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not watching it. And that's just the truth of it.
Brian, I participated in the Lombardi Golf Classic this weekend, and sources close to the program say you did that in prior years, right?
Oh, yeah. I did that probably 3 or 4 times.
See, I'm a celebrity. I'm a big deal like Brian. And my experience on the golf course was first hole, man, I had nothing in me. I just sliced it right in the woods. My golf shot was not cooperating. I get a couple carbless, couple alcoholic beverages in me. All of a sudden, my shot is dialed in. I'm feeling good. My game improves. We started the show with talking about what sport or what bar game do you improve when you have a little bit of sauce in you? What is it for you, Brian? What is it that when you have a little bit of drinks, your game improves?
I think for golf, I think people just relax a little bit, right? Like not as tight. You're not thinking about as much. You're just kind of going out there and swinging the club. But bar game for me, I would probably say darts. I don't feel like I'm guiding the throw.
That was my number one answer. Family Feud, you get 50 points there.
Yeah, it's kind of just stepping up and throwing it. And I'm not saying I'm great at all, but you know what? It's better than it was prior. I could put it that way.
Yeah, and I actually want Brad, Brad, I'll summarize because I do want to ask Brian the question. Brad, while rubbing shoulders with some sources that he will not reveal, talked about a player who, has been around other franchises, has seen other quarterbacks, talked about everything that Jordan Love has brought to the table and that he is a stud and this, that, and the other thing. I was talking with Jason Wilde, right? And I believe in Jordan Love's ability. But what portion of his success, because before Aaron Rodgers left, the way that, whether it's right or wrong, the way it has been phrased by Jason Wilde and others in the media is that they're trying to build this offense for a way when there's an Aaron Rodgers-less quarterback that somebody can come in and plug and play. Now, Jordan Love did more than just plug and play, but how much success do you believe was the scheme, and how much success do you believe was Jordan Love?
I mean, listen, I think you can give credit to the scheme, but there's only so much that you can give credit to the scheme on, behalf of anything. Because I get it, like coaches put players in the proper position to succeed and all that, but the guy's got to go out there and do it. And a lot of these times, like even what I said when I was talking about Aaron, you get a couple plays in the huddle, right? The quarterback gets a couple plays in the huddle, and he has to make a decision at the line of scrimmage to check into things, to check out of things, and make it work. So while the coaches do their best to prepare and the scheme's good and everyone's confident in it, the guy's got to go out there and do it, right? Like, and LaFleur deserves his credit. I mean, I think out of anyone, I've been a big supporter of him. And even when things were going rough last year, I knew he turned around as a coach and get the team going in the right direction. But to me, it's the player. It's always going to be the player. And I think Jordan Love, as much as LaFleur catered things to him and kind of unfortunately a little bit early, held his hand to a little bit early in the season, and I think that might have held him back a little bit. Put this guy in the right position, but Jordan Love did it on his own. Went out there, he played well, got the other guys around him to start playing well. So I contribute a lot of the success to him. It's a players' league. It always has been, and it always will be.
Brian, it's mandatory mini camp this weekend or this week, excuse me. Outside of the mandatory part of it with implying full participation, is this week more important than any other offseason week, or did you always feel like this was just an extension of the rest of the program and you're just putting the finishing touches on everything?
Yeah, no more important than any other week. It's just mandatory, and you get fined if you're not there. That's the way I looked at it, and I always looked at it as the last few before I get to go home for the summer. So no more important than the first week of OTAs, in my opinion.
And just really make sure no one walks off the field with any injury.
That is the most important. That's the most important.
Brian, we appreciate the time. I look forward to hearing you with Strofe. Mostly you, not Strofe.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks, Brian.
That's Brian Bulaga. Strofe already quit the show. He's already ready to get to my seat, the host of Homer Hour. That's coming up next in 2 minutes. 94.5 ESPN. Whoa. Freudian slip. 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Homer Hour with Alex Strofe and Brian Bulaga. Next.